everyone, and welcome to episode 32 of the Hall of Gamers podcast. This week I'm joined, as ever, by the technical wizard himself, Cameron.
I'm on a beach, but nobody else can see it other than the stream. Fuck
I can
yeah.
see it.
Okay,
I can see it too.
Everybody can see it but Matt.
Yeah, he's the only one.
I'm not watching. I don't watch the fucking stream. Is it a beach covered in trash? Is it realistic?
No,
is it like a proper Australian beach?
It's a
Although
nice
your eyes
beach.
are looking a bit weird there, though, Cameron.
Just in
Look,
general, or-
I said
Got
I'm
glowy
not.
eyes.
I'm not gonna mess around with the filters for like half an hour. Let's just get into the pod.
All right, yeah, okay, wonderful. And we're also joined by Charlotte.
Hi.
Are you on a beach? What are
Fuck
you doing?
no.
Okay, good.
No, I'm trapped in my room.
It's way too windy and dangerous out there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. And of course, we've got one of our returning guests here, Mr. Valak himself. How you doing?
I live next to a beach.
What, like your neighbors? Like they're...
Yeah, probably one of them.
Jeez.
Oh, yeah, okay, yep. Yeah, thanks, Tazmat. I appreciate that. All right, well, this week, we're going to talk about some furry inputs. We're going to talk about Ubisoft getting our hopes up yet again. And we're going to argue about putting our dicks in timelines. But first, without any further ado, Cameron is going to transition us to a song of the week that Charlotte did.
I started a game. Now I have a backlog. And going back to them is hard. Why did I start? I'm gaming again. I think I'll start something new. But when it gets too hard to play, I've gotta stop. I can't play these games. I've gotta get my completion up on my own. Don't make me start a co-op game. Now I'm at 56% once again.
Sweet.
All right.
Who wants to go first?
Well, I already know what it is because someone told me, so
All right.
go ahead.
I thought it was Avril originally, and after I said that, I got no idea.
Like,
And somebody got offended by that comment.
mildly offended.
I don't know.
Not
I
Avril.
don't. I think I clued you like what year was from, like what,
Okay, I
1996?
said it was from 1996. It's
And I
a
said
female.
It's no
It is a
diggity.
female.
So I don't know it.
French Canadian.
Yes.
That is the biggest clue I can give.
Yeah, so it's Celine Dion, because that's the only French.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
don't
say.
listen to Celine Dion.
I mean, I don't listen to Celine Dion either, but it's kind of inescapable.
It's
I grew up in the
literally
90s.
This song is in so many movies. It's not
Yeah.
even funny, and probably TV shows. It's like I
Yeah.
literally sang it
music.
3 times the other day. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, and music.
Yeah,
And
it's-
music.
Makes
Yeah.
so much sense.
It's almost like this song has always been parodied to the
Mm-hmm.
amount that you hear it and stuff. Like it's almost a joke.
Yes.
So it's All by Myself by Celine Dion, right?
Yes, it is indeed. Which is I literally the other day, the whole reason I came up with the idea to do a song of the week based on this song is because I was in a party the other day and then suddenly everyone was like BRB and I'm like, okay, fine, all right. I'm all by myself. Don't wanna be all
Yeah.
by
okay.
myself. Yeah.
What?
That was me.
What movie is that? I wouldn't have
Probably
thought of that.
several.
Really? Yeah, no. So I put the headset down because I had to go take a shower, and I just lightly hear just the singing coming from it. I've been like, and I was like, what the fuck is that? And I was like,
I'm noticing a
Charlotte.
theme.
It's Charlotte
Charlotte
singing all by myself, by herself. There's literally no one.
I'm noticing a theme. Like only a few weeks back, I did "One Is the Loneliest Number"
Yeah.
when I was watching the Recess movie.
Yeah.
So you guys are all lonely.
Oh, yeah, well, that's the thing is that like that's the
Big
reason I know that
surprise.
song.
10 is the loneliest number. Yeah, there we go.
So the reason I know that song
Yeah,
so well
copyrighted.
is that Allison sings it at me every time I don't do
Yeah.
something, or anytime I leave, or I'm like, hey, I'm just. She's like, oh, hey, do you want to go to the store? I'm like, no, it's fine. You can go by yourself. She'll start singing that at me to make me feel bad. So
That's
now
why I'm so shocked she didn't get the song.
Yeah, she didn't
I'm
get
like
it. She
so
totally
upset
didn't get
by
it.
this.
And so yeah, so I've started singing back to her "One Is the Loneliest Number" when she does the same to me. So it's a back and forth. I don't think she appreciates it, but whatever.
It's fine. It's what it is.
All right, well done. Good job, guys. Charlotte, it was a fantastic rendition.
Thanks.
I also appreciate not having to do it every week.
Much better singing than that.
Yeah, well, come on.
I agree.
Hey,
I agree.
Come on.
I enjoy
I
Matt
am-
singing.
Wow.
I am legally obliged to agree by contract.
Oh, wow. Well, if you want to be legally obliged to watch us shit talk, you can come watch us on Twitch. Twitch.tv/HallOfGamersPod is the place to find us. We do this live every Friday or Saturday, depending on what week it is. The consistency is all over the place, but it's usually every second week, every other week we switch.
I try. I have commitment. I know it's my fault 99% of the time.
It is your fault, Cameron.
Hey,
it is your fault.
it works out quite nicely because then occasionally Fridays I can actually go and spend time with, friends.
Yeah, it's true.
What
It's
if,
true.
what if friends?
I'm not really sure. They
yeah.
put up with me.
Yeah, exactly right. All right. Well, with that out of the way,
Mhm.
speaking of getting our guests on, Valak, it's a bit of a chat with you, mate. How you been?
You know.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on.
Exactly. Nothing has been going on. No, I'm probably gonna
Well, he
die
hasn't had a
with,
million yet, so.
No, exactly. I don't
That's
know.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
was
like.
gonna-
It's
Yeah,
the
I
riff
was
raff
gonna
in
ju-
now.
I was gonna be in the podcast when I reached 1 million, and then Smite decided to say, I'm not gonna work, and I refuse to hit 1 million on anything but the dot. So I'm
Yeah.
waiting until Smite works again.
So it's just edging.
Oh, yeah. Well.
Yep. My favorite kink.
Oh God. I knew this was a mistake.
I hear edge and edging so much lately that I'm just like, I
Oh,
really
yeah.
regret my gamer tag these days.
Yeah. Martel calling you Edge the whole time we did.
It was
Advanced
cringe.
Oh my
was
God.
So funny.
I'm just like, you just call me like Shadowless, and he's like, nah, I just call you Edge. Like, please don't.
All right. Well, Valak, let's have a bit of a chat with you. Tell people who you are, what you've been up
Yeah,
to.
for your one new listener since the last time I've been on.
Accurate.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that one new listener has been me. So Galaxy, I'm an achievement hunter / completionist. Been focusing on getting the completion percentages up, almost at 90 again until the next spin dive, unfortunately. And I've been talking with these guys for probably 3-4 years. I wasn't enraged, definitely.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. Thinking about it, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, doing the math.
It's like a grey shark situation here.
Yes, a gray shark. And yeah, I'm also a mod / admin / possible owner, since Reptar doesn't care, of AHA, which is Achievement Hunter Anonymous.
So
yeah.
you're the person we need to talk about nuking it from orbit.
Oh, I've been trying.
Yeah,
Me
right.
and Lone Wolf's mission is to get the Discord to be deleted one day and nobody being able to ask why.
Yeah. It'll be like DB Cooper. It'll just disappear one day and we'll have no explanation.
Yeah.
Exactly.
People aren't gonna get
Except
that
the explanation would be either Valak finally did it or the cops have to get involved.
Yeah,
because of
exactly,
the amount of
yeah,
shit
that's-
that we post in it.
I'm gonna you'll see a documentary 10 years later that's gonna be like Starbreeze when the cops show up and they're like pulling out server racks and throwing them into the back of a van trying to escape out the back. I mean, tell us sort of about what you've been playing, like in terms of like your gaming style. What kind of why do you achievement hunt? Where are you at in gamer score? What are your goals? That kind of stuff.
So currently I'm at a little above 950, I think, maybe 940.
960.
Thank you, my little stalker. Yeah, so I usually tend to go with open world games, hopefully longer ones. But I also like platformers and Metroidvanias, and of course the baby trash. Can never forget the baby trash.
Of course, that's how you get to 1 million, right? It's just by just steroiding up and just being like, hey, I need this. I need my my was it chili dog fucking interactive injection.
Yeah, Ratalaikas, all of those.
I was gonna say chili dog. Your 8 seconds of pleasure.
Yes.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
When Red dies, and we all know Red is gonna die before me, he better write in his will that all his money is gonna be to buy Ratalaikas from me.
That sounded so ominous. Just like
After I
like
kill her.
when he does die.
When he does die, yeah, wow.
Look, have you seen him? He's not looking too good these days.
I think it's mainly because of the trash that he plays. It's just slowly draining the life out of him. I do worry about Red and the stuff that he plays. Red, for those who don't know, Red has been a guest on our show, another member of AHA. We've had a lot of AHA people through the doors here.
I mean, what sane
More
person
than your own guys' community.
Oh, just about, yeah.
Yeah.
We have a good mix.
Just as I was gonna say, Red though, who in their right mind plays WWE games and enjoys them?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Doesn't he know wrestling's fake?
It's fake.
I mean, in his defense, the new one actually looks pretty.
It does look
decent.
pretty good.
God forbid they took a year off and actually made a decent game.
I know, right? I mean, I scarcely believe it, but you know.
If only more people did that.
I mean, okay, if they gave me an AEW game and I got to play with Orange Cassidy.
Isn't there an AEW game in development currently?
Oh, I hope so. I didn't know.
I think
that.
so.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That would be fantastic.
I don't know who's
Just give
doing
me my
it,
sloth
but
wrestler and I'm happy. That's
Orange Cassidy makes no sense to me, but that's true
I
of most
fucking love
wrestling.
him. He's the best. He's my favorite. He's my number one. Him and then
It's just
Asuka.
satire. His character is all about making fun of people that take wrestling too serious.
But that's kind of AEW. That's how AEW started, right? They were like WWE is like too fucking.
Yeah.
It was me.
It was a fuck you. We're better.
It was me. I stood all along. Like that.
I mean,
style of bullshit.
I think my first interaction with AEW was watching Cody Rhodes break what was clearly Triple H's throne with an hammer, and then he was like, "Oh no, that wasn't a dig at WWE at all. I just want to do that."
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Exactly. So. Oh man. I don't know. I mean, like I enjoy wrestling from the periphery. Like I like learning about it. Like Super Eye Patch Wolf does a lot of really interesting breakdowns of like amazing stuff that happens with wrestling and like kind of the history of wrestling. Just because he's a massive nerd for it, and especially he talks a lot about the Japan stuff because he's a big, he's an anime YouTuber mainly. But it's so fascinating to me, just like how wrestling has changed over the years, and like CM Punk coming back and all that kind of stuff. And anyway, I don't want to get too into it because this isn't a wrestling podcast, and people just be like,
God
it's
forbid.
real.
I would have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, like to be fair, the last time I properly watched wrestling, Rikishi was a main character. So
Well, now it's his nephews and sons. And...
Yeah, right. I mean, everything's cyclical, right? Now,
The last time I watched wrestling was probably 2 years ago. 2 years ago. I still follow it a wee bit, and I'm like on Squared Circle on Reddit and stuff, but I don't really pay attention anymore.
That's fair. I don't think most of WWE pays attention anymore.
Well,
I think it's part of the.
Yeah, I went AEW when they came out, so yeah.
I always like the Undertaker, but I think everyone does.
I'm gonna say last time I watched wrestling was when the Undertaker retired, and he must have been retired like 10 times now.
I was gonna say that doesn't narrow it down at all. Like he's retired like fucking 1 million times. Oh man, and then of course that time that he threw Mankind off 30 feet through an announcer's table.
Oh yeah.
During Hell in a Cell.
They did a documentary recently, or not so recently, where he talked about that moment. And when he fell the second time, he was like, he stopped and just looked down and was like, "Oh, I'm going to go to jail. I killed a man."
Yeah, right. Exactly. He was like, "Oh shit. Oh yeah, he's dead." This is Owen Hart all over again. All right.
Moving along because I have not understood a single reference in the last 5 minutes.
You poor thing, Cameron.
Mate, you just need to do a hurricane.
We put up with the puppet. You can put up with WWE.
WWE is that thing that came on Foxtel after watching Simpsons on a Saturday and Sunday morning. That's all I know about it.
Mate, you just got to learn how to do a hurricane runner off the top ropes, and you're sorted.
What
that's
the
it.
Shadow,
fuck does that mean?
Shadow, all you need to say to Neo is you can't see me.
No, yeah, exactly. Just do that. Yeah, exactly.
100%.
You can't
Yeah.
see me.
And then you could tell me you do the we could talk about the best application of doing a crippler crossface on your kids.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
That's yeah, okay. You tell us. I guess Val, what else do you want to talk about? You want to talk about how you've been going towards $1 million? You're getting pretty close. How's that journey gone for you?
As usual, I let Red and now Grey Shark buy all the baby games for me, and me keeps saying, "I'll buy one, guys, don't you worry," and then I'll never do, while playing games that are leaving Game Pass or server closures.
Yep.
And then suddenly I just decide to do, you know what? Let's just do all of them in 2 days.
Actually, have we talked about the Valakking story on the podcast before?
We have, but I'm happy to revisit it. So there's a term in both of our communities called Valakking, which refers to finishing, again, a practice that many of us follow, but now has been given a name, where we play a lot of games, but we're also quite picky. And there'll be a bunch of times where there'll be a game that'll be like, oh, hey, it's leaving Game Pass. I'm like, I've literally never heard of this game. I must complete it. Valak, do you remember how that came about?
Funny enough, I didn't have anything to do with it. So I'm as clueless as you guys are. I mean, I think it was Shadow that when we were hanging out in a party and the games that were leaving Game Pass at the time were just were announced, and I was looking at the list of like 6 or 7, and I decided to do all 7 of them. And I think that's when Shadow said something like, let's just call it Valakking or something like that.
I don't think I came up with the term though. Whoever put it on Urban Dictionary.
No, I put it on Urban Dictionary because you guys made it. Yeah.
Okay.
And then Admiral bought the mug.
Yeah, it was someone in AHA who did it. I don't think. I think we talked about it, but
I thought it was Martel.
It might have been. I'm wondering if
I'm
it was
not sure.
I wonder if it was Red or someone. Again,
We could probably find this. Hang on, let me try and see if I can find it.
But yeah, so again, it's something that we do all the time because we have poor self-control and also really poor planning. But
we're also addicts, so you know.
True. But Cameron, it does make sense. So Cameron does keep track of the Game Pass stuff quite well. So we do usually get the lowdown on what's.
I mean, I am the one that's usually going like, "Oh, this game's hitting Game Pass," and then you're like, "Yeah, we'll check in with you in like 18 months."
Okay, look. I played something the minute it came out on Game Pass.
I know. I was really surprised, and you
don't
got like
think-
4.
Why are you wasting your time? Like
Yeah,
you can just play something that you own, and then when it leaves Game
I-
Pass, you
look,
quickly rush it.
I've got to be honest though. I was really surprised that you did it of all people, Matt. Just because if something hits, well, if anything hits a launch, there's always that risk of it having an unattainable or.
Yeah, but the thing is, I mean, the game had already been released on PlayStation for ages.
But that doesn't always mean that the achievements are going to work first off.
Sure,
that means-
but considering that
that's when it
more
does the
safer
achievement to unlock all achievements.
But the thing is, most of it, like, they're already developing new games. They're porting over stuff. I was relatively unconcerned, even if it did have an unattainable that would get fixed. Anyway, I'll talk about it when we get to games I've been playing. But yeah.
Dwayne also said that Turbo Shot Golf looks fucking good. It does. Rocket League Golf. What a fucking idea.
Yeah. Well.
Oh
Whatever.
boy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that they made a game for Alex, but
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
fine.
I was gonna say they realized Alex has been playing too much.
Alex is starting to get there up there in age. So how can we introduce golf into his favorite game?
Yeah.
But oh dear. The last thing I was going to ask Valak is, because we haven't done it in a while, do you want to partake in the game challenge where we spin a random game? And you have to
Remember last time that I did it and I nailed Metal Gear? I'm still going through Metal Gear.
Yeah, but you've been working on it though.
Yeah, you have.
I was going to say, if you want a second one,
Sure. Give
Alright,
it
cool.
to me.
let's quickly hit up the bot.
Reminds me, I need to finish Outer Worlds.
Yeah, I need to get back to Dead Rising 4. Do you want the Game Pass one or do you want the harder one?
Game Pass one.
Alright, that's fair. Alright, first roll off, we have Lawn Mowing Simulator.
Oh, there you go.
Oh dear lord.
Come on, Mike's
Yeah, I'll
finished
do
it.
it.
How-
I'll do it.
That's-
Yeah, exactly.
Mike has done it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Mike has done it, so it can't be that hard.
Mike's
You
also
s-
done perfect.
You just can be just comparing lawns, you know,
Yes.
sharing fertilizer tips.
I mean, they are both full of shit, so I suppose that does make sense.
Mhm.
No. The condition is I'll do it when it leaves Game Pass.
Yeah, right,
You'll
there you
valid
go.
the game.
Yeah,
there we
you
go.
go.
Done.
Easy. All right. Well,
I was going to say, do we want to find out what the other two were?
yeah, let's just roll
Yeah.
it. Go through.
Wolfenstein.
Yeah, no.
Oh boy. Oh,
I dodged a
boy.
bullet right
No,
now.
fuck, you didn't just dodge a bullet. You dodged the whole fucking nuke.
And
right there.
Lost Worlds Beyond the Page, which would have been
that's
Oh, okay,
another
it sounds
pretty
not
good
too
one.
bad. Yeah.
But yeah, Lawnmower seems is a pretty good, strong one. It's a decent game.
I don't know about that.
Oh, come on. Okay, out of all my family, like out of my brothers who never play games, if I pass Lawn Mowing Simulator to one of them, they could easily spend a Saturday on it.
I think that
Why not
says.
just
I think it
spend
says
the
more about your
Saturday-
family than anything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
was
come-
gonna
I
say,
come
why
from
not
a
just spend
family
the Saturday
of
mowing your own lawn.
They'd probably pass it back to me and go, like, you need to follow this advice.
Fucking Hank Hill Simulator.
Propane and propane
Yeah,
accessories.
Exactly. You just have the flattest butt of all time. All right. Well, let's move on into the news then. Cameron, what have you dug up for us this week?
I'm just going to smash out the quick stuff. So, GTA 5.
Valid-
Valak messaged me this morning when I just woke up. And he's like, GTA 5 Plus. And I'm like, God, what fresh hell is this?
Plus what?
Plus, it is a subscription service
Oh my
for
god.
GTA
For
Online.
GTA Online.
As if they weren't making enough money.
So, Rockstar's announced
Look,
GTA
look, I
Plus.
can understand. They're milking their cows. It's probably already now it's just blood coming out. So
They-
like, how can you use the meat to make burgers?
They milk their customers. They milk their employees. Like they're stretching that bottom line as much as they can. But Rockstar has announced GTA Plus, a new subscription service for Grand Theft Auto Online. It will only be available for the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S versions of the game, and will launch on March 29th. It will cost $5.99 per month and provides subscribers with a recurring monthly bank deposit of $500,000, ensuring players have plenty of cash to spend in the open wild world. There'll be a wide range of member-only bonuses, including exclusive properties, vehicles, upgrades, discounts, and cash RP bonuses. Rockstar also mentions that there will be the ability to unlock gameplay updates that you may have missed out on, suggesting previously time-limited content may be accessible with GTA Plus.
Ugh. That is just a list of bad things. Like they're like that's essentially it's the most corporate bullshit thing I've ever seen. Like it's everything wrong in the video game industry in a single game, with bullshit microtransactions, awful online stuff, like plus a paid subscription thing because they want to burn the candle at both ends. Like,
But one of the most successful games of all time.
oh yeah, 100%.
Like they're going to milk it for everything they can, and
Yeah.
I mean they have for 3 generations.
Yeah, it's true.
But
The game will always be successful, especially since every Rockstar game has been successful to a certain degree. It's just
Yeah, I mean
I don't know
they-
why they try so hard to push GTA on our faces.
shark card like real money sales down? Like they realize that people aren't buying them enough now, so they need to turn it into a subscription, or are they up and they still just realize they wanted another revenue stream? I don't know. I mean, like I kind of get it, right? Because the kind of that barrier to entry for shark cards was always the toughest thing for them, right? Because you don't actually need to spend any real money in the game to actually be able to do the online. Like it helps, but like the grind is not that bad. And like you kind of take away the incentive to play the rest of the game.
Especially since whenever GTA 5 is on sale, it's always like the one that comes like with 5 Char cards. It's never like the original version.
It's always a
So
bundle.
if you're buying the game on sale, you're already having plenty of cash to start up and do whatever you want to do in the game. In our case, it would be the achievements, but
yeah, and I guess not everyone is doing that for the achievements, right? A lot of stuff people do they just want to mess around and just do like heists and drive around in cool cars and shoot each other and like grief other players and just be massive trolls. So I guess there is always that, right?
Subscription's always the easiest sell too. Like,
Sure.
why spend $50 on a Char card when you could easily spend $6 a month and stretch it out to be the exact same content, but it's more so.
I mean, it is. I think it is better value as such, but I feel like a lot of the stuff is that with the money that they're making, this is just stuff they should be providing in updates.
Free child updates, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that they haven't used the GTA 5 world and made, like I was saying to Valak earlier this morning too, why not do the Far Cry 4 and Far Cry New Dawn situation? Far Cry 5 and Far Cry New Dawn. Like, why not use that existing world?
Well, the thing is that like they're not doing any more single player content. They talked about it when GTA 5 came out in 2013 or whatever it was, but like
yeah,
like it
and
just
they
never
canceled
happened.
it, and they canceled it after seeing how successful online was and why. I mean, for a corporate point of view, it makes sense. Why waste time and money on something that won't make us revenue as something that we can just slap it in 5 minutes and just release it and brings a shit ton of money.
I remember.
Realistically, a 20-25 hour campaign would make a lot less money than a brand new car that costs like $50 real.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, because it's like it'll make money on sales, but it won't be recurring revenue, and it costs them time and money to actually make the stuff and put it. They got to get its voice actors, and they've kind of bridged the gap a little bit by recently releasing that like Dr. Dre content story update that's kind of like Franklin in the future, set like after the story, but that's like a story mission mode for the online. So they've kind of split the difference. Which like I guess kind of makes sense, but like obviously I don't play anything for the online. It's always for the story and the single player or the narrative content rather than the online stuff. So I don't know. I mean, like it's not the direction I wanted it to go in, but it is what it is. I'm still not going to play it again. I had enough with it doing it on the 360, to be honest.
I think it's more like I want to enjoy them, but Rockstar games are just too long. There's too much to do.
Yeah,
I mean, the only one that I can think of really that I've enjoyed is Bully, and they really need to release a sequel for Bully. But
if they made a remake of Manhunt,
oh yeah, I played that.
Yeah, Manhunt would probably be a good one. But yeah, that was a little bit of interesting news. Some other quick announcements that got released during the week. We've got a new Witcher game in development.
Yep.
Yep.
So yeah, CD Projekt Red just said that they're working on the next installment, which will kick off a new saga for the franchise. So
no Geralt.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is this just gonna be like a new character set in the same world, or?
Yeah, I would think so.
So, me and my coworker, and he has seen the show and read all the books. We were talking about this, and the teaser picture, it was a medallion, and that house doesn't exist in the Witcher world. The House of the Lens. Yeah. So theories is that it's going to be a house built by Geralt, and it's going to be like a side character.
Yeah, it would be weird if he wasn't in the game at all. I mean, like, again,
in some way.
There's no reason narratively why they can't do it, but I feel like from a like corporate business wanting to tie things together and to be like, oh hey, look, you could check out Geralt in this game as like an advertising piece, or to tease it at least. I feel like they're going to put him in.
It'd be like Yakuza and Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Making that switch and then just having them as a very minor plot point.
Or at least they're probably going to do like a season pass pre-order bonus where like there will be 3 extra missions where like you can hang out with Geralt.
Yeah, exactly. That sounds about right.
I'm personally interested in how this is going to sell with Cyberpunk.
It'll do fine.
I'm sure it will do fine, but like whether that will have any impact like years later.
There will be an impact in the first 3 weeks maybe, and then either the game will suck or the game will be great and everyone's gonna buy it again.
Actually, that's a good point. You just got to watch the review embargo. Are they giving PC codes out only? And is it like days right before launch?
Well, yeah, we don't want to put the cart before the horse. Though. They literally just announced it. It's going to be years before it comes out.
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying it'll be very interesting. Because they're also still working on the Cyberpunk DLC as well.
Yes, they are. Which apparently it's going to be coming out relatively soon.
We need to get back to it.
Yeah.
And the Witcher 3 version of the Series X. For the Series X.
Yeah, pretty good.
It might actually encourage me to finish The Witcher 3.
Me too.
I'm just waiting for me to actually go back to it.
I started it for Witcherween and I still haven't gone back to it. It's really bad.
Well, I got to the third achievement, and then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go play other stuff.
Yeah. And
I do love The Witcher, but
it's just those open long game. Like, I want an achievement every 15 minutes. You're not giving me achievements frequently.
All right, calm down. That's fair.
that, and there were heaps of really good Game Pass games.
To be fair, there is a lot of good stuff to play. It is hard to make time, especially for me, because I've already done The Witcher originally. I'm doing the Game of the Year edition. It is still the same game.
Yeah.
If I can play through on easy, I probably enjoy it more. To be honest, if I just kind of want to just cruise through it, but having to do it on deathmatch means I have to constantly be like on my toes and optimizing as much as possible, which kind of takes the fun out of it for me.
Moving on from that, we also had Ubisoft developing a new Prince of Persia game and an Immortals Phoenix Rising sequel.
And maybe Splinter Cell?
Maybe?
Maybe? Again,
and Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Yep. And then there's obviously, there's
Skull and Bones.
Skull and Bone apparently still coming out.
Yeah. And
Ubisoft is getting up to like Nintendo levels of delaying their shit until we just pretending they never spoke about it.
So according to a new report from Xfire's Tom Henderson, Ubisoft has around 20 games that are due announcements of some kind in the near future.
Jesus Christ.
Ubisoft's crazy. Like, I keep on thinking, like, there's just going to be, like, one day in the near future where Amazon goes, bam, and buys them. Or Apple. And goes, all right, we now have access to a whole playing field of content that could rival Microsoft.
Didn't Vivendi try that? That was their whole thing, right? Was that, like, they were like, no, we're going to remain independent, and they managed to fight off Vivendi buying them.
Yeah, back, like, 4 years ago?
Oh, I think it was even longer than that, but yeah, It was a long time ago. But I don't know. I think that I don't know. I mean, Ubisoft is still huge. Like in terms of like third party, like they're really the only game left in town at this point in terms of like big. I mean, you've still got EA, but that's again they've definitely diminished recently over with at least in terms of their output.
Yeah.
Like I can't think of any EA games recently that have come out that I'm like, that's what I wanted to play. That's great. That's been But I don't know. I mean, look, I really enjoyed Immortals. Charlotte, you played some of it, right?
No.
Oh, not yet. Right. That's it's on.
I was gonna say.
Not yet.
Here in Australia, I've been seeing some quite like even $15 on Switch yesterday, and I was like,
deal.
"It's a really good deal. Go pick it up." I was really tempted to buy it again, and I'm like, I don't need another copy.
No, you don't.
I really don't.
Yeah, I talked about it a few weeks back, but I really enjoyed it. I picked up the gold edition of it. I think it's on sale again for like 75% off, so definitely worth looking at. But yeah, I mean, like it's a game that was like super secret. Like it makes perfect sense for a sequel. Like they just need to do it.
Ooh.
Until it starts becoming a yearly release.
Well, okay, look, that's my other worry, right? Is
it's Ubisoft. They're gonna fuck it up.
You're right. You are 100% right. But I don't know. I feel like it just. Well, okay. Like I'm interested. I want to see what they do with the formula. I hope it's not just another clone, but I worry that it will be. I'm hoping that they change it up a little bit.
Yeah. I know. I'm like. I'm interested whenever like something new Ubisoft comes because, like originally back in the 360 games they had so many like strong hits in my opinion.
Yeah,
but like everything's just kept that same formula over time. Like Far Cry 6 doesn't even feel like Far Cry, but it's not fun at the same time.
Yeah, I mean they've had a lot of missteps recently, both internally and in terms of their output of games. But
then saying that at the same time, there's stuff like outside of the regular span of what we would usually play, like playing Just Dance with Nikita and Persephone. Like I'm happily like I'll start one of those games just for the fun of it. And then like Rocksmith Plus that's coming out too. I know I'm gonna get it day one.
But they definitely have a large catalog to pull from, right? Like again, outside of stuff that we just regularly play.
Yeah, but I think the last good game or like last game that I played from Ubisoft that actually like fully committed to being good was Far Cry Blood Dragon.
Oof.
That was 360.
I would say Immortals Phoenix Rising.
Yeah, Immortals is
well,
definitely.
I haven't played that one.
You should definitely play
I haven't installed, but
of course you do.
It's on my list to play, but
and Mario and Rabbids was pretty good too on the Switch.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I know you guys probably can't speak to that as much as
Does it have achievements?
That's not an Ubisoft problem though. That's a Switch problem.
That's a Switch problem.
Fair. But Valak, I imagine you're pretty excited for the Prince of Persia.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that they are excited about making me cry again.
Yep. Right. Yep. Because that Prince of Persia remake definitely came out right when they said it would.
Yeah. It came out maybe in a few years' time. Who knows? I mean, the thing is, from what I was reading from the article, they have the Prince of Persia remake and they have a Prince of Persia announced project, and it seems to be a 2.5D, whatever the fuck that means.
Like Ori, kind of.
Yeah.
Oh, so like a Metroidvania? I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense.
Which is funny because recently I was also playing a Prince of Persia on like either the PSP or the Nintendo. I don't know why I decided to play it while I was on the bus. And it was a 2D game that was a very poorly Metroidvania and just made me think how good of a Metroidvania it would be if it was handled correctly. Because, Prince of Persia has always the time stop powers, and if people could implement that into a Metroidvania, I think it would be really cool.
Yeah, I could definitely see it. I mean, again, the original Prince of Persia was a side-scrolling platform combat game, right?
Yeah.
I still need to go back to do the Prince of Persia Classic on the 360. It's one of my earliest started games. That damn survival achievement is rough.
Jeez, now I want to play Prince of Persia.
Yeah.
I think the last one I played was like Sands of Time or whatever it was.
The original?
Yeah. Like back on PS2, I think.
PS2, yeah. That's the one they're remaking, so...
That actually,
and then they will remake Prince of Persia rock metal music.
Oh yeah, it was Godsmack edition. Yeah.
That actually leads into my question really well too, though. Hang on, let me go and find out what the actual question was. If you could go back and play any nostalgic game, what game would you go back and play?
Prince of Persia is such a good one. Like the trilogy. Like I remember playing through the trilogy on the PlayStation 2 back in the day, and those games had a really interesting narrative. They have the cool time travel stuff. Like they were challenging but not overly difficult. They kind of rode the line in a way, and they had all the cool parkour and just like, yeah, those games were really, really good. So I mean, I'd love to.
The entire trilogy was.
Yeah.
And they kept adding more stuff to it. Like in the second one, they developed the combat system a bunch because you could always have a sidearm with you.
Yep, secondary weapon, and that changed all the combos. And then the third game added in the whole sort of dual mechanic where you play the different types of characters.
Well, that was kind of already explained in the second one because you could,
that's true.
At some point in the second one, you grab a mask and it allows you to go back.
Yeah, that's true. They become the Sand Ray. Yeah. Spoilers, but yeah.
Well, the game has been out for...
Yeah, it's been 100.
I think it's out long enough.
Spoilers for the remake, yeah.
Yeah, right.
This is like saying, oh no, Dumbledore dies.
Wow.
Dumbledore dies?
Whoa. The new movie's just about to come out.
What a shame. Oh my god. Yeah,
and it is called The Crimes of Dumbledore. I wonder if he dies in that one.
Yeah, oh my god.
I need to talk about Harry Potter today.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, okay, you definitely do.
I've got my answer for mine because I actually went out and bought it yesterday. Pikmin.
Oh, Pikmin, yeah. Pikmin's great.
Yes. Pikmin So the first, like, I got given a GameCube when I was like, I say like 13, 14.
Mhm.
And growing up on a farm, like I would help, during the seasons, pick zucchinis and all that kind of stuff. So I did that like one summer. And in the end, Mum just comes out and just like, I was going to give you this for like Christmas or your birthday, but you can have it now. Like, you've done a good job. And gave me a copy of Pikmin that she'd found.
She's like, you've done some gardening. Here's some more gardening.
It's just like, yeah, I didn't even make that connection actually. But no, I picked that up and I loved the game for what it was worth. And I really want achievements for them. The closest thing that we've got is
All That Heart.
The Wild at Heart, yeah. But it's not entirely the same.
Isn't the Hotel Transylvania 3 basically Pikmin?
Yes, I was going to say Hotel Transylvania 3 is literally just Pikmin.
Yeah.
So you can play that, or I mean, there's a few games like Overlord kind of took that, right, where they were like you sort of took the Pikmin mechanic but made them evil and just destroy shit. You just do the thing where you send the minions out to destroy everything, which is really fun. But yeah, I think Pikmin 2 is still better, but I love.
I've never played 2. I've only played the original.
I think Pikmin 2 is the one that got rid of the time limit mechanic. Of like not so much like you have limited time within a level, but you don't have the limited days to finish the game.
Yeah.
Because that's like the worst thing about that game is it's like, well, if you fuck up badly, it's like, well, you might as well just restart because like you literally won't have enough time to get all the spaceship parts.
The moon will crush us.
Yep. Yeah. Right. Exactly. That kind. Yeah.
Trying to think what else. GoldenEye, but we know GoldenEye is going to come out eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just without N64 controls, thank God. That's it. That's the one thing I can't go back to with GoldenEye. I just can't do an N64 controller. It's too rough. And then Burnout. Burnout Takedown.
Burnout is a good one.
Yeah, Burnout, that's 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the original Burnout, like the ones that aren't like open world kind of ones. Like,
yeah.
Loved them.
But I think Burnout 3, well, Burnout Revenge was also pretty good, but Burnout 3 is where like that was what got me into that series.
The crash mode was amazing.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's plenty of others too, but I can't really think off the top of my head, other than like your typical like Super Smash Brothers and Super Mario Sunshine, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I have a lot of love for the old sort of late PlayStation 1, early PlayStation 2 style of stuff, because that's kind of when I got into gaming. So, obviously the Crash Bandicoot stuff. Like, if I was good enough for the Crash Bandicoot games, I'd play through the Insane Trilogy.
It's not that hard. Easy, baby game.
Oh, okay, all right. I don't even want to fucking hear it.
I think
I'm really bad at jumping. Platforming is like that's yeah. I'll go back to it because I've started it and I have to get the completion. But
I will admit it is a trial and error game.
Yeah, kind of,
but
right?
It feels more trial and error than it should.
I was gonna. It feels more error than anything.
If you're good at platforming and jumping,
I'm not.
And
timing. I'm okay at it. Like I played a lot of platformers, and like obviously I played through those 3 games back when they first came out.
Yeah.
So I'm decent at them in terms of getting through them. Getting through them, doing the relic runs is like, I hate time trials. I hate being rushed. And I hate missing stuff by 1 second and throwing my controller across the room. So, actually, sort of a deep cut from the PlayStation 1 days. The Tomba or Tombi games, the 1 and 2, were some of my favorite games growing up. Side-scrolling platformers that were kind of Metroidvania-esque. Very, very strange games. If you ever had a PlayStation 1, you probably played the demo. It's the guy with pink hair who jumps on pigs. And it has this really, really catchy music. My dad fucking hated it because I played the demo through over and over again, and the music would just play on a loop.
Of course it did.
But yeah, so eventually, I eventually got a hold of the main game. It was really rare to find, and I own the second game, and I love the second one as well. But I think like Swery worked on those originally. Like that was like one of his like early projects, and then he went on to make like Deadly Premonition and other weird shit. So I think that all kind of stems from his delirium dreams about inhaling pig gas.
I thought of 2 really good ones just then. That would be absolute day 1 purchases for me.
Oh, I have 3 in mind.
Need for Speed Underground 2.
Yep.
Would absolutely be like a day 1 purchase, and The Simpsons Sin Run.
Oh yeah.
Monkey Island. Any of the Monkey Island games, literally all of them.
Well, they brought 1 and 2 to the 360 at least.
Which I'm gonna go and play them, even though they're like 300 gamer score or whatever. But I'm gonna go and play them because I fucking love them. But if they brought all of the PC version, Monkey Island, and did like a remaster of all of them, I'd play them.
Well, didn't Telltale do like remaster like they did the Tales from Monkey Island? Was that? I don't know if that was Telltale, but I know someone did. I'm actually gonna look it up now.
Maybe you can find out.
I don't think it was Telltale, no.
Yeah, I'm like that wouldn't. Yeah, I'm not sure.
But while Neo is looking for that one, Resident Evil 2.
It was Telltale.
Was it Telltale?
Cool.
So was it Resident Evil
2, which I mean I kind of already got my wish because the remake was amazing. I just wish they added the tank controls, or at least the DLC with the tank controls and the camera. Look, I need a accurate remake of Resident Evil 2, kind of like Resident Evil 1 was. And then this one will be more like satire, or at least these two games were the ones that taught me like, oh, there exists bad games in my favorite franchises, which would be Spyro Enter the Dragonfly.
Oh no.
And Tomb Raider Angel of Darkness.
Oh my god, those games were so bad.
Jeez.
That was also my first Tomb Raider.
Wow, that's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate.
At least it all goes uphill by then.
I mean,
which soured my experience with Tomb Raider until I played them like maybe 10 years later. I was like, oh, they are actually good games.
The old ones are still pretty rough, but the latest one, like the latest trilogy was really, really good. And the other trilogy they did was decent as well. The Legends.
I'm loving the
anniversary.
Legend. Wasn't there supposed to be because I guess now last year would be like the 25th anniversary of Lara, 20 years, and people were saying that Square Enix was working on a game that would put the 3 Laras into one or whatever, like the Laraverse.
The Laraverse? Oh my god! You know what? I'd play that. That sounds ridiculous.
Jeez.
So one of them has really, really triangle tits.
Oh god,
Yeah, and the other one is just flat.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on. What else?
The last thing I was going to say, it's interesting looking back to like all the games from your childhood and seeing how many of them actually have been remade or remastered over the years.
Or how many of them are actually good games.
Yeah, that's the other bit. Yeah.
Like God of War, for example. Like I'm just trying to think, like the last time I played anything like God of War. It was such an amazing game.
I mean, to be fair, God of War basically created that genre.
Of characters action slashes.
Character action games. Yeah, I mean, again, like you could argue DMCA or Devil May Cry is in there as well, right? But like
DMCA is something completely different.
Slightly.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I mean, like that was the whole thing. I remember when Darksiders came out, and everyone was like, "It's Zelda mixed with God of War," and anytime there was a character action game, it's like, "Oh, it's like God of War," because that was the big popular one that everyone played.
And then Darksiders 2 was Zelda with RPG.
Yeah, it was Zelda with Diablo, I guess.
And then in 3 is Zelda with light Dark Souls elements.
Yep. It's like I enjoyed that game quite a bit.
And then Genesis was a mistake with Zelda in it.
Yeah, I haven't played Genesis yet, but it's I from hearing you guys play through, it didn't sound super appealing.
Oh, I enjoyed it, but just because I'm a massive Dark Souls and a Darksiders fan.
Tasmanian Shed, Dante's Inferno is a great game. Yeah, it's just the collectibles that I have issues with.
It's the trials that I have a real challenge with.
I should go back to Dante's Inferno.
I'm going to with Keo at some stage.
Such a good story. All right, moving on in terms of news, we had Microsoft sharing a pretty impressive statistic about Game Pass, namely that the service has now delivered over 60 Game of the Year winning titles since launch across awards from 30 different outlets. So
pretty amazing.
Yeah. Got a whole variety of games. Speaking during the Microsoft Game Dev presentation for the 2022 GDC, Microsoft's content planning director Joyce Lynn offered this impressive insight into Game Pass's focus on quality as well as quantity, stating that some 60 Game of the Year winners have now been included in the subscription service since it launched in 2017. Can't believe it's like been 5 years already that we've had Game Pass.
Yep.
Time flies.
So, half Grey Shark's lifetime.
Yeah.
Oh, poor buddy. Having enough Game of the Year winning titles to, on average, play one every month for the 5 years since Game Pass started is an impressive stat, however you slice it. Lin goes on to reason that it speaks to the quality of the library and the quality of the creators that we get to work with. Considering that the Game Pass is now hundreds of games strong, especially factoring in EA Play titles included with Ultimate, it's pretty amazing how many world-class titles have come through the service, how many third-party titles, especially with if only around a dozen of the 60-plus games listed being from first-party studios. Yeah.
Yeah. The catalog has always been very, very impressive.
Yeah, and it's not stopping either. I mean, from what I've noticed, more games are joining than leaving.
Yeah.
At least in general. I'm sure there will be like 1 or 2 months where the opposite
They
is
released
true.
another 3 today.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they did the idea at Xbox thing, I had a feeling they were gonna like announce more stuff, but I wasn't like Tunic for the longest time. I thought was hitting Game Pass, and then they said no, and then it was like cat's out of the bag. I'm like, fuck you guys! I nearly bought it.
What does the fox say? It says, "Fuck you! I'm coming to Game Pass."
Yeah. So you're better off just waiting, because like
Yeah, you're always better off waiting. Like they're almost
That's
no
the
reason
thing,
just
why.
going to end up on Game Pass anyway.
So I did try to buy Tunic, or pre-order it, like the day before it was announced or before it released, and I couldn't. The price wasn't available in my region. So I think they didn't allow people to pre-order because it was coming to Game Pass.
Yeah,
Kind of makes sense.
It does.
I think they even made an article about it, like that they were teasing about it, and you couldn't actually buy it.
Interesting.
All right. Well, okay.
And then the other stuff out of GDC, Benji Sales put up a tweet with some of the statistics. Subscribers play 40% more games after joining. Games on average see 8.3%. 8.3 times a lift in players. Day one launches see 3.5 times a lift in players for large publishers and indies by 15 times, which excuse me. In terms of like being an indie going into Game Pass, like some of these games I never have, like I've never seen before. Some of them have been on my radar because I was seeing them at PAX and just interacted there and loved them. But there's been so many indies that I just want to play every single time.
Yeah, I agree. Right, like just stuff that we've never even heard of. I mean, like we've all been playing Narita Boy, right? Like,
Yeah.
I literally never.
Right.
Well, okay, yeah, but you have played it, right?
You started
I
it.
dived it, yeah.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
But I'd literally never even heard of that game before it was leaving Game Pass. I was like, oh, okay, this looks interesting. I'm gonna give it a go.
And then you ate your own words.
Mm-hmm.
And I did it twice. So
Think of other games like Boyfriend Dungeon, Artful Escape. What else? Untitled Goose Game, which is absolutely
Cyber Shadow,
Oh, no.
right? Everyone
no.
completed Cyber Shadow here, right?
Yep, definitely got to that. The Messenger, yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
There's, again, like we could go on forever, and we have done it in the past. But yeah, there's just so much good stuff on Game Pass that it's a great opportunity to play things you never would have even thought about.
Yeah.
Because like the biggest problem right now is not like, oh, I need like I don't have enough time to play all the games, so I like Game Pass is a good way to display games to me, to advertise games to me in a way that is easy for me to just give them a go.
Yeah.
What else was there? Subscribers spend 50% more, and indies see triple-digit revenue growth.
Yeah.
Like, I'm starting to think, too, like, if you're not coming to Game Pass and you're an indie, it's more detrimental.
Yeah, or you have
Jesus.
some sort of agreement with someone else that usually stops you from doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if Epic's paying you big bucks, I can understand that.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, so yeah, Benji Sales has a few tweets up with the graphs and that, which I thought were, like, pretty damn interesting. Definitely worth checking out. But, like, as we've been saying since its inception, like, Game Pass is just the best deal in gaming. And even, like, with Spartacus apparently coming out soon, like, the Sony competitor, I don't think they're going to do well if they're not having first-party games hit day one. Like, it will still be good, but like, unless they got some kind of day one agreement with somebody, then
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they made an agreement with Square Enix with Final Fantasies, honestly.
That would actually make really good sense for them. Yeah, especially with the way, because 16 is coming to PlayStation first, so.
Yeah.
yeah. So the only thing I wish I had a PlayStation for is the Final Fantasy stuff.
We still haven't got fucking the remake of 7 yet for some reason, so.
I reckon they're just keeping it over there, but
Yeah, they probably extended their exclusivity back when the PlayStation 5 came out.
yep. Which is disappointing, but yeah, I get it. The last thing I had to touch base on was the Sonic 2 announcement.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So
yeah.
Xbox and Paramount Pictures have decided to do a little bit of a giveaway for a custom Sonic the Hedgehog 2 Series S.
Because they couldn't sell them, they had to give them away.
I'll be honest, I do not mind the look of the console. I think the main picture doesn't like really show it off about, but like having the gold ring around the fan looks pretty neat.
Yeah, but like it's fine.
But then when we get to the controllers,
Oh my god, those controllers.
this
Look, all I can say is, if you're a furry, you must be really happy that Microsoft is targeting you and you specifically.
But they're gonna get so matted.
Yeah,
like,
you,
I feel.
Freaking
Yeah,
hands.
they're
You-
gonna stink.
Keto dust.
you know, like when you
oh
watch
my
those
God.
movies, like those, like Get Him to the Greek, and they're talking about like touching the fairy wall and stuff like that, and they've got those kind of like designs. That's the only place I could see these controllers fitting in.
True. Okay. Yeah.
But
It's just.
I'm just
My question is-
saying, how uncomfortable would it be to like?
I feel uncomfortable just looking at them and imagining picking them up.
I just
can't
want to
imagine
know.
doing a 20-hour
just-
marathon session playing with them.
I just want to know what was going on through their minds. Like, oh, we already have a red and a blue controller. What can we do? And the janitor was like just mopping the floor, and the dude looked at the mop and was like, "Got it."
Got it.
For
He has his house moment where he suddenly realizes he's like, wait a minute, furry controllers. Furries love Sonic.
Fuck yes. Let's
Are
do
they
this.
are they just
Sonic the
like?
Fox.
Yeah, right.
I'm curious how they've actually designed these controllers. Like, are they just getting the existing red and blue ones and just going, all right, here's our glue, here's our fur, go nuts.
I do want to see a cross section when they come out about what the construction looks like.
Well,
Oh, yeah,
okay. It
someone
makes
is
me think of
gonna-
like the fabric that you can buy from the fabric store, like the real
Yep.
cheap shit
Yep.
that you just like glue on.
Glue on, yeah. Has a sticky back and you just
Yeah.
put it on there, yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it makes me think of.
Like even
I just-
looking at them just makes me go, oh.
I don't want to touch it.
And
I
then
don't wanna
on
touch
the
it.
other side of things, we have that really amazing Captain America controller.
Oh yeah, which is like insane.
Because Razer actually knows how to make a decent.
that
that's
looks
it.
incredible.
That's the thing. Like we've seen some really good console giveaways over the years. Like the Tomb Raider one a while back. I can't remember if it was for the movie or for the game, but they had the Xbox One X with the engraving all over it, and that console looked incredible. But yeah, some of this stuff is just like it just makes it look cheap.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, and like the fact that the Xbox has like the Sonic and Knuckles on it, like it looks like an ad. Like they literally just copied and pasted the like poster and just were like, oh, we're just gonna put it on the Xbox. Like if they'd just gone with the gold ring and some like slightly more subtle stuff, I think that would have been fine.
100%.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that's just it's
Well,
ridiculous. It's,
What were
it's
what were the
massive.
other controllers that they were announcing this week that were like US only, Charlotte?
The pasta ones
Yeah.
that I
Oh yeah.
they're wired, but they have like they've got the buttons on the back like the Elite, and then they have volume control on the front, so you can mute or turn up or turn down on the front of it,
See,
which
I
is really
don't-
cool.
I don't mind wired controllers. I just like
I'm okay with it.
I like them being like the smaller cord, not like the third party ones that have that big bulky kind of section that feels weird.
Yeah, I think these ones are a USB-C USB-C though.
Yeah, they would.
USB-C is pretty good
Yeah,
then.
which is good, and it's got a longer cable, so you can actually, it's not like you're restricted on length or anything like that. And they're all really nice pastel colors. There's like one like purple camo print. The one that I want is the pink and yellow pink lemonade one, and then there's like another one that is like purples and greens. But they're the summer collection apparently, or spring collection I think maybe. But they're about like $40 US. But at the moment they're only US at the moment, so I'm gonna try and work out how I can get one. But
I need to have a look at the Amazon store and see if I can get Prime membership and send them over. I want one as well. I don't need one, but like I want one.
Well, you're gonna collect them. I mean, you already collect
Fucking...
how many?
I've already got like FUR-sia and bloody everything else.
So you're saying that you want the furry ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I would not mind the furry ones just because of how much somebody would buy them for.
Well, Panda suggests that it might just be a regular controller with like a sleeve. So like,
I mean,
well, that's what I'm saying. Like regular
that
controller
would be
just
better.
glued.
it's a controller with like a furry condom on it, and it's like,
Wow.
Oh, I don't need that fur.
Wow.
and then some furry's gonna stick it in some orifice.
Moving along. Game Pass games.
Yes. what's that?
Alright, so going back since March 17th, we had Shredders hit the server. Shredders is amazing. I really like it. We have the Dungeon of Now Halbeck, the Amulet of Chaos, which I know nothing about. We had Tainted Grail Conquest, March 22nd, which I know nothing about. We had Zero Escape, the Nonary games, which Neo will tell you about. Norco on PC, March 24th. F1 2021, released on March 24th. Crusader Kings 3 coming out on March 29th. And Weird West coming out on March 31st. We also had Tunic, Paradise Killer, Kraken Academy, and Memoir Blue join. I'm going to try out Memoir Blue tonight. Apparently it's 1 hour completion, which is great. And next month we also have MLB The Show coming out on the 5th of the 4th. So I would
You mean the
imagine...
PlayStation exclusive?
Yeah, 100%. I imagine might not be the first half of next month, but it will definitely be next month sometime. Well, MLB The Show 2021 will probably leave, I imagine.
Yeah,
I think it's like, what,
Yeah,
30,
for sure.
40 hours? Off the top of my head. Anyway, on top of that, we had Madden NFL 20, Shadow Warrior 2, and Narita Boy all leaving.
Yes. End of the month.
I've done all of them. What a surprise.
What, you done the stacks of both?
I don't do PC games, you know that.
Yeah, I know. 100%. And if you haven't picked them up yet, Games of Gold, you've got SpongeBob, Truth or Square, The Flame and the Flood, and Street Power Football. So we've probably, I imagine we'll start to hear some Games of Gold news on Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
As well.
Well, because Thursday next week will be the last day that all the ones will leave, so hopefully we'll know.
Can't
before
wait
then.
to watch people on TA cry about how much the games are shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it's all about.
I mean, like, Street Power Football I can understand because only, like, a couple of people have completed it, right? Like, apparently that's a real long one.
Ugh.
Anyway, moving along, what have we been playing? Charlotte, you want to go first?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. I can go first. Let me just bring it up.
He lives in a pineapple under the sea.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Okay, speaking of DMCA.
Whoopsie. I said nothing. What?
I was very disappointed when I did my poll of what to stream that SpongeBob was voted last.
Yeah, that's all right.
People
I would
have
have.
no
I
taste.
would have watched. Okay, so since Trello decided to not save what I wrote in it, I'm just going to go to my Xbox app. Okay, so this week I've played a lot less this week than I did the week before because I kind of was like, I need to get a couple more completions, and I do need to try and get Narita Boy finished, but I'm really struggling. I'm at the koi, and I'm like, I've got to finish it. I've got to finish it before it goes, but I've got till Thursday, so I'm kind of just like, I'm just gonna do it.
You've got about an hour and a half of actual game left, so you can...
I know it's not that long, but the bosses take me longer, so it will take me longer than
Sure.
that. I will get
You
it.
still haven't bought the glove.
Oh,
Yeah, I
the glove,
know.
yeah, the glove is gonna suck. Yeah, I hate that boss.
Ugh, I'll get there. It'll be
Kind
fine.
of glad I haven't gone back to it yet.
Well, okay. I like the art style. I think the art style's great. I like the music to it. I just don't really give a shit about the story at all. I'm just like, this is fucking weird. Why is there a floating fetus baby in the sky? Why is there a pregnant robot? I'm so confused.
I think the question you should
understand.
be asking yourself is why not?
Like,
Exactly.
I mean, like, correct me if
Yeah.
I'm wrong, but Narita Boy has a more understandable story than Genesis Snow, yeah?
Oh, it does. Like it does. To be fair, like the kind of
yeah,
overall,
to a point.
the overall plot is that there is an evil program that's trying to destroy this guy's memories, and you have to go and help him
You have to
recover.
go and find the memories, but there's nothing that actually engages me in
No,
finding the
that's-
memories. Like I
That's the
don't.
thing. It's not very compelling.
Yeah.
You can just skip them. You
yeah,
can just
you just
enter
go
the
past
memory.
them. I'm like, okay,
run.
well, I don't need to, so let's just keep going. Yeah, there's no point in me actually.
You also don't need to finish the game
Yeah.
for the last achievement.
You basically get the last achievement 2 minutes before the end of the game.
Yeah.
Well,
So it's like
I was
a way
so
out.
bored,
I
I
could
just
just
want the game.
quit as soon as I get the last
Yeah.
achievement. And...
Yeah, I
Essentially.
was curious. I was like, how much more of the game is there? And you literally walk outside, get in a car, and the credits roll. So
Oh.
like there is like 2
Okay.
seconds more. Of the
Well,
game
that's fine. That's not a problem. The other game that I have just completed yesterday or the day before, maybe, was AI: The Somnium Files, which Matt has already played and talked about on the show before. I'm not gonna say how long it took me, because
Just because of that glitch, right?
100% it was the glitch that increased my gameplay by that much. The problem with this one was that, like, I got to the end and it's literally the last thing to do to get the completion, literally the last cutscene, and my map decides to not give me an option to go to the last cutscene in the last location. And so I'm like, fuck, I've just played 20 hours worth of this game. How the hell am I supposed to get this finished? I can't finish the game. It's broken. What the hell? And I'm like, this is the last thing I need to do. The only way we managed to get it fixed was I got Matt to have a look at it. And it turns out I missed one thing in the cafe scene, like,
so I
right
was looking,
before.
It was very strange, but I looked at, because there's a way you can go back to scenes, and one of the scenes is the cafe, but like it wasn't ticked, but it also wasn't an option to go there. So I was very, very confused. So we just went back there, did the conversation again, and then it gave you the option to go to the final area.
Yeah,
So.
and then I was able to get the completion, and it was all good. But I was like, don't you dare tell me that I have to play 20 hours of this game again. And yes, okay, I can fast forward everything, but that's still, even with running through and like skipping everything and speeding through all of the dialogue, it's still
It'll
a
be
15
10
hour
hours.
game. Yeah.
You can probably do it in 5, because there's very little interactivity. There's only
Yeah, you still have to go through and do the somniums.
You
and
do the
everything.
somniums, right? But
Yeah.
there's only about like 5 or 6 of them.
Achievement Hunter's worst enemy is redoing
Yeah.
the same thing twice and not getting the achievements
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah, exactly. And then the fact that like I liked the game, I liked the story. It's weird. Shit.
It's very weird.
So weird. And then like massive spoilers at the end, so I'm not going to reveal it. Like I'll talk to Matt about it later. We should probably do a spoiler cast on it.
We should. I'd be happy to.
Do yes,
It's
your grace
so
first.
weird.
Nah,
I'm
you're
gonna. I'll get there.
I mean,
It's in
what's
my
again
back-
first?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yes, to Grace probably will, but
Yeah, the Easter Grace will be first. So yeah, I finished the Somnium Files, which I keep calling it the Insomnium Files. It's not. It's Somnium. Anyway, I've then been playing A Plague Tale, which I've started replaying because the first run through I missed a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm now streaming that on Wednesday nights. So that's actually been pretty cool. Like I'm really enjoying that game so much. I'm quite happy to play through it again.
and I think actually, like you beat that boss pretty quickly, so I feel like you've gotten better again.
Without dying at all.
I was impressed.
And like the first time I played it, I was like, how the fuck do I beat this guy? And I remember messaging you and being like, why? And he just kept killing me.
The update, like when I was watching you play the other night, looked absolutely gorgeous. Like,
Oh, it's fantastic.
Does look
Like it looks so
Yeah,
good.
it's amazing.
Yeah. So I'm gonna run through that and finish that before
Requiem's gonna
Requiem.
be so good. So
I
keen.
can't wait. It's
Trophy
gonna be
list came
amazing.
And then there's a live action TV show.
Yes.
Yep.
it
Right.
is. Yeah. So that's gonna be really cool. Yeah. And I have also been doing Human Fall Flat because Mike is now running us through it. We managed to last week I talked about doing the speed run, so we managed to get the speed run done, which was awesome. Like we no disconnections, we managed to run through so much and get.
Maybe she'll do the speed run for me one day.
Maybe you're gonna have to ask her really nicely. So for us, we got that all done, heaps of it done, and then we tried to go back to it again last week, and we got disconnected multiple times. Like first off, it was Shy getting disconnected like 5 times, and then I started getting disconnected, and we're like, okay, cool. So this is not happening today. But we've got another session coming up, and then hopefully we can get that completed. I'm at like 69% complete for Human Fall Flat, so that's pretty cool. And the last thing I've been playing, which we played yesterday with Dio, was Halo.
Halo lag evolves.
Halo anniversary, and yeah, the lag.
The lag is very noticeable.
Mission 3 took us, what was that, 4 hours?
Oh my god.
Yep. I mean, to be fair, you were also doing work
working
at the same time.
Yeah, so I wasn't fully able to like play the game properly.
And you guys are playing on Legendary to be.
Yes,
Yes.
this is true,
Yes.
and we're
And
trying to do all the achievements in the one
Well,
run
like
through.
I keep saying, it's Legendary Plus with the fucking ass lag.
Yeah. And then like so every like
The slow mo.
30 seconds, it's like, oh, I'm back. No, sorry, I died again.
You can
Oh, I'm back. No, I died again.
you can understand why me and Dom had so much trouble with Halo 2 on
Yeah.
Legendary. Because it was that,
Yeah.
but like as soon as one person dies,
Back to the start of
back
level.
to the start of level.
Back to start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it like I think continuing, it's gonna be better if I'm just gonna hide somewhere. You go and shoot people,
Right.
and then I'll be the spawn point.
Have you? Yeah, I was gonna say you've gone to the point where you realize that you're the spawn point, you're the
Yeah.
checkpoint now. That's
Yeah,
all
until
you're ever
I'm
gonna
like,
be.
I want to shoot something, and then like, oh fuck, I died.
And then we spend the next 10 minutes looking for our sniper rifle because she needs that to finish the level.
It's like, where the fuck is the sniper rifle now? Where did I drop it? Oh my god.
It's gonna
you
be
have to have it for
very
the
interesting when
achievement.
you get up to the moor and have to do the speed run.
We won't be doing that.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
That's not happening.
Yeah,
I
I'll
will
be
do
doing
that
that
local.
solo. Yeah.
Yeah, because like after the first run through, which I streamed, Dio went and played it single player, and was like, "Oh my god, this is so
I
much
can
quicker."
actually see.
Yeah, and then you're like, "Go and play it single player," and I went, "Holy fuck! Oh my god, this is so smooth! What the fuck?"
Even me as the host, which I don't know what type of servers Halo has, but even the host gets lag.
I mean, to be honest, we are on the opposite side of the world from each other, so that probably doesn't
that's
help.
true.
But still, come on.
It's still like there is bits like when me and Dom were doing Lasso on some of them, it's still doable with the lag. Like the lag can be a good thing on some of them.
What you're telling me is that MCC also has lag.
I was gonna say I'm actually seriously reconsidering doing.
I mean,
this.
like if you're on the other side of the worlds, yes.
Right.
I can
so
tell you, like
Kitten
when me
needs
and
to-
Aptos played together, we had no issues. But
So
Yeah.
Kitten needs to be the host.
Yeah, kitten in the middle, done.
because I think whoever's
Yeah.
closest to you, you're not gonna have issues with. But if it's
I mean,
Across
when we do
worlds.
start MCC, right, it'll be me and Matt doing the first couple, and then
Yeah.
you and
And then
Kitten,
we'll
so it's
just
not
and then
actually
we'll
so
get
bad.
together.
it'll be
yeah,
it will be
We'll get
interesting.
for regional DST.
It'll be interesting, like when Infinite Co-op campaigns comes out, because I played a few multiplayer matches with Kat, and there's been like absolutely no lag at all.
cool. Okay.
And you think
Oh.
Kat's in Portugal as well, so maybe it's just Infinite that's the.
Maybe
the
she can be
difference.
my partner for Lasso.
I mean, she would be the perfect person to get you to run through it. She loves Halo.
She does. That's true.
But yeah.
Cool. And I'm at 3,170, so much lower than last week, but I
Still good
think I'm
numbers.
at well, because like this is like my biggest month so far. I'm at 13,600, so like that's epic for me, and I've completed 15 games so far.
That's great.
And next
Yeah.
month we're going for 100k.
Yeah, well, I'm at 82,000, so I'm hoping I can get to 85, and then next month I'm going for 100k.
Wait, did you mean like 100k or 100k for the month?
100K.
No, 100.
Okay.
Yeah, so 100k total for me.
Dude, get out 100k for the month.
I'm not playing shitty baby games. I'm not playing
No,
Zilons.
you're
I
just
will never do
gonna
it.
play Artifacts money games.
Yeah, shush.
Just play the entire catalog.
Oh, there's so many of them. All right,
dude.
Valak, what have you been playing?
So, Metal Gear. I mentioned earlier that the servers that I usually just do servers closure. Metal Gear Solid, the fifth one, Phantom Pain for the 360, the servers are closing down, which made me do it, and that's a great game. I don't even know how to start. I'm loving the story. My only problem is that the main missions now are starting to get repetitive. But I'm also like, I'm not that deep into it. I'm like maybe mission 20, because I've been doing my first run of the mission, trying to do all the mission tests, and then I'm immediately replaying it to get the S rank.
Right.
Which I know I should probably wait until I get
definitely
better
wait.
equipment.
But
But I'm not having trouble. So far, there hasn't been any mission that I'm like, oh, I can't do the S rank. Most of the time, it's just be as quick as you can and don't let any enemy see you.
there's one with a truck that's really annoying. That I don't know if you've run into that one yet, but you might have, where you walk up to the truck and you're like, oh hey, it's a truck, and suddenly shit goes down.
Yes, I've done that one. Didn't have any problem with it.
Really, I really hated that one.
It's the one where like the 4 soldiers come out of it.
Yeah.
So
anywhere we have to deal with the skulls, I'm just not a huge fan of.
Yeah, so you don't actually need to get close to the truck. You what I did, I threw a decoy or a bunch of decoys so the truck would stop, and then the moment that you snipe the driver, the skulls spawn.
Yeah.
So what I did, I used quiet to attract them to a location. Then I sneaked behind them, extracted the truck, and left.
Oh, that's impressive. That's clever. That's very clever, actually. Yeah.
Because quiet doesn't have a silencer on her sniper, so the skulls just rush towards her.
Interesting.
But yeah, I also decided to play Madden. Never seen or know anything about football. So
bad.
most of the achievements are one of the achievements, for example, was to win 3 presses in a single game. I didn't know what a press was, so I spent the game is in 8 to 10 hours. I must have spent, my time is like 12 hours. 4 hours of that was me trying to figure out how to do presses until I just messaged Lefty begging for help.
That's great.
And the last one is Resident Evil 6, which that game shouldn't exist. It's awful, but it's much more bearable in co-op, which I've been doing with Kitten since we did the 360. I did the 360 version with Mike, and then we decided to, after we do the DLC, to immediately jump on the Xbox One to do the achievements that require multiple people. And me and Kitten just decided to go through the campaign. Man, that campaign puts most of my Michael Bay's movies to shame with the explosions.
Yep. I particularly like the guy who jumps out of the helicopter when he's trying to save you and just gets killed immediately.
Yep. Me and Kid immediately said, why did he get out? Why couldn't he just shoot from the helicopter?
It would have been fine. Yeah, again, it's just so much that shit doesn't make any sense. And like Resident Evil doesn't make sense to begin with, but this is like, yeah, 6 is weird.
Also, how many vehicles Leon survived? It seemed like they just had a check mark and went, or like car, bus, train, helicopter,
Yeah.
A fucking plane crashes down and he's just, my hair is a bit out of place.
No big deal.
It's fine.
Which also, that's the Resident Evil live action show is coming out by Netflix.
Oh no.
And it's in a parallel universe with Wesker's twin daughters.
Oh my god.
Where did Wesker have daughters? Don't ask me. I guess fuck Jake, right?
Yeah, they were
his
like
actual
Jake
son.
Yep.
Parallel universe?
Yeah, they're going to do the Resident Evil multiverse eventually.
Oh no, yeah, okay, it's just okay. So 100 nemesises jump out of a plane.
Nemesis.
Oh man. All right.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, not really. And just the occasional achievement hunting trash that you can do in 5 minutes.
Yep. Of course. Can't
So anything that Red's bought in the last 24 hours is what you're saying?
Yeah.
No,
No?
it's actually been Grey Shark that's been
Okay,
buying
Grey
this
Shark.
game.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Yeah, and
Close
I'm at 6,375 for the week.
Very nice.
Good enough. Cameron?
Where to start? I'll quickly talk about the ones that we've done recently. So Advanced Warfare, pretty much finished off the Xbox One version a week ago, moved on straight to the 360, and the only achievement I have left now to do is double feature.
Same here.
We smashed out the Easter eggs pretty much on the first go, both
Yeah.
times.
Did a good job. Worked out well. It was a lot easier the second time through once we knew what we were doing.
Yeah. Saying that, Shadow Sly is pretty much just a godsend at it, so
It's true.
Just pretty amazing.
The man is unstoppable.
So good that he made an enemy despawn, right?
Yeah, he made the final boss despawn halfway through and got the achievement.
during double feature, which is the hardest achievement. It's like, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, did Advanced Warfare, went immediately to doing Vanguard, which I also completed. Thought the story was pretty good. How it ties in, it's spoiler, but not really. How it ends is it just ties immediately into zombies.
Right.
Which I thought was pretty cool because it's the first time they've done that. Other than that, Vanguard's a good game, other than the multiplayer, which is the sad because it's the shit that counts for a COD game. Other than the flying mission. The flying mission can go get fucked. Because
I heard you complaining about that.
I mean, I got it after half an hour, but I can see why people are getting frustrated, and it's got a 5 TA for it. But anyway, and then I've just started recently just moving into Cold War, but I haven't really unlocked anything yet. It's just going to be a bit of a slow grind. PS with Cold War, you have to install the entire game before you can do anything, and then uninstall parts as soon as you installed it, which is fucking stupid.
So you need 250 gigs free.
253 gig, yep.
That's insane.
Shredders I played a bit more of. Not really much other than say that, other than just going through the story still. Just doing a bit of a slow burn. Cracked out Rock Band 4 the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Rock Band 4 I've been hunting for the instruments for the longest time, but the USB mics work for it. So I had an idea the other day. Stephanie wanted to play singing games. I'm like, alright, I'm getting tired of just hearing Barbie Girl on the Just Sing soundtrack. I wonder if Rock Band works. Found out that it has a melody mode where you can plug in up to 3 USB microphones at the same time. So I've got 2 USB mics, plugged them in. Basically, downloaded a whole bunch of DLC from stuff that I like. Fall Out Boy, Paramore. Light Up the Night by the Protomens on there as well, which I fucking love.
They're on the good song. Yep.
There's other good songs, but they're not on that game. It's fine. Rock Band 4 base game, though, does not have a lot going for it. You need to buy the DLC. So yeah, we made a good day out of that. Just getting Percy to sing along to songs. Avril. Percy knows some Avril songs now, which is good. Then the 2 main games that I've been playing this week is the Deathly Hallows Part 1, which I don't even know how to explain. You remember when licensed... You remember the early Lego games, yeah? How they did such a good job of telling the story through action rather than using voice acting.
Yeah.
Because voice acting wasn't an option. They just purely went with the action. And you got a feel for the story, alright, this exact same thing happens in movies, but they're adding their own comedic element to it. Well, take that for Harry Potter, Deathly Hallows Part 1, and then just add no comedy to it whatsoever. Add in a whole bunch of missions that are basically, during this part where Hermione went off to do this, Harry decided to go and protect all these wizards for nothing that happened in the movie whatsoever. And went to these parts and then just did a massive Horde kind of mission for 15 minutes.
He got in a fight with some wizards in a trailer park.
It's what the fuck?
It's
It's
very
they
strange.
just decided to make their own fucking bullshit. It's not even like
They did. They did.
It was padding the game out, which is
Of
fine.
course.
Let's go save these like Muggleborns. Cool.
It's weird though because the cutscenes look worse than the game to me.
Mm.
Like every time I saw the cutscenes, it's just like the facial animation, all that's like way off.
The faces were like horrific. Like they were super uncanny valley, weird looking. Like
Yeah.
Having never played that Diablos, isn't it just because they tried to put the actors' faces into
Yeah, 100%.
the game and it just
Although there was
didn't
like, I
work
think there
out.
was one moment where I was like, oh, actually,
Like,
Hermione does look very much like Emma Watson.
There is... I feel like in the gameplay it's fine. Like, I feel like the gameplay feels like a late 360 generation game, which it should. But then the cutscenes feel like something out of like late PS1, early PS2.
What you need to do is you play the game, a cutscene happens, you pause the cutscene, you switch to the movie, you watch the movie.
But it doesn't
Now-
even fit with the game. The movie and the game and the book are all three separate.
Yeah,
completely
they're all different things. Like, the thing... So I ended the first stream when there's the confrontation between Ron and Harry. Well, Ron's wearing the locket, I think. Ron's wearing the locket
Yep.
at that stage, yeah?
Yeah.
And then Harry's just like to Ron, why don't you just go back to your mum?
Wait,
And
you
I'm
run
just
home
like-
to mummy.
I'm just like, to Charlotte, surely that doesn't happen in the movie.
No. Then I'm in the chat going, no, that
It's
doesn't
so-
fucking happen. That's not book
a
accurate.
dragon also shows up for no fucking reason.
Dragons show up for no
A
reason.
random dragon. I'm like, what the fuck is this dragon doing here?
So,
I
you
couldn't
probably
imagine.
didn't say. So when I actually finished the game, because Harry Potter 7's been out for a while now. If you want to cut out listening right now, spoilers.
Yeah.
But
Alright, let me just leave then.
Bye.
but yeah, like, are you being serious? Have you not watched the movies?
No, I've seen
Okay, I'm just making sure.
the movies once
I'm
a
just
month.
making sure.
You
Go
know,
ahead.
massive spoiler, Dumbledore always dies.
Oh. Alright, so when you have that whole fight with Bellatrix and all that, and it's very anticlimactic in the, like, as soon as I finished with the game, I went to watch the movie and I'm like, this is a really good scene. Like, I can remember like how I felt emotionally about this scene, like at the movies watching this compared to the game. The game, it's basically like, let's do the quick cut of it. Bellatrix throwing the knife, going through the, I don't know if you want to call it a portal or when they're apparating or whatever you want to call it.
Operating. Yeah.
Apparating, yep. I don't know if that's defined as a portal, whatever. But the knife goes through with them. They're on the beach. Then Dobby's on the ground. They have the thin outline of a knife in Dobby's leg in the game. And then you
This
compare it to the
big.
movie, and it's like, you know, in the chest, he's like, kind of moment. And like,
Because-
it's just so bad. It's just so bad.
I'm not gonna get started because if I get started, I'm just gonna go here for days. Like,
Yeah.
no.
Like, there's so many... Like, it's funny because of how bad it is.
That's how movie license games used to be fair, before they
I hadn't played one of them in so long, though.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Harry Potter games were pretty good.
Yeah, they were decent. Like 5 was especially like actually a pretty good game.
But the thing is, too,
Like the worst one would be the fourth one, because the first up to the third one is just basically go to class, attend class, do a weird ass dungeon.
Yeah.
Then the fourth one was
Like-
almost like a Diablo-esque
Ugh.
in camera view. It was really weird.
Weird.
And then
See,
you have to replace some levels
I
after
haven't,
you learn some spells.
I haven't played
Yeah.
3, 4, and 5. I've played like 1 and 2, and 1 and 2 felt like to me of like reminiscent of a bully game because you go to the classes, you do that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
There's
and
some
then
open
the third
worlds.
one was the same thing, but it allowed you to switch between Ron, Hermione, and Harry.
It's pretty good, yeah.
Then the fifth, the sixth, they were basically the same thing, but more serious,
Yeah.
or they were more focusing on the story and not necessarily
Whereas in
their
this
own
one,
things.
it's like, well, we can't use the school because they're not at school anymore because
Yeah.
of what's going on in the story.
Exactly, yeah.
So they had to find
Let's
other ways
just
around it, but
let's just add in a whole bunch of missions of like us doing stupid shit.
Yeah, I think that's a good point because because Deathly Hallows Part 1 especially takes place over like a much more condensed period of time than the other games, the other movies and books do. Whereas, exactly, you could be like, well, they're at Hogwarts for a year. We could just throw in some, like, we could throw in a filler arc here because, like, we can just pad some time. It doesn't really matter.
But it's also because they split it up into 2 movies.
True. That's
also true.
Because it's one book, but they split it up into 2 movies, and then they copied the same thing for the games. But
the second game is a lot better, to be fair.
You could have done it as one game.
Harry Potter was also the one that started the let's split the last book into multiple movies thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And then, like, how many different movie franchises copied that?
There's Hobbit,
Hunger Games,
Twilight.
I feel like a lot of people just went like, holy shit, like, I didn't know we could do this.
Exactly.
We can make money.
We can make extra money.
But like stuff like Endgame and Infinity War, like, I can understand that kind of stuff because of how much content there is.
But at the same time, that was also not necessarily. I mean, the characters were taken from the comics, but the story was pretty much original.
Yeah. I gotta point out too in the chat, Admiral gifted a tier 1 sub to Nightbot.
Yeah, thanks. Nightbot,
like the week that I put follower and subscriber on the actual streams.
Pretty funny.
So now we have Nightbot as a sub, which is just great.
Yeah,
thanks. Pretty hilarious, really.
Thanks, Nightbot.
But like, I feel like they could have easily made the levels longer in this, added like a bit more in terms of that. Like, I wouldn't mind like a 15 to 20 minute level every now and then. I just don't want these things that just feel useless. The story is good for Harry Potter. I actually really enjoy some bits of the game, but then it just gets to a bit of like, okay, now I need to do 3 missions of defense or waves or just stupid.
But that's a problem with Harry Potter in general, or not just the games, but just the entire franchise that was built around it. That they focus so much on the school that now any type of media has to pull the school into it. Like, for example, the new movies, they pulled Dumbledore as soon as they could because, like, oh, it's just so people can be like, I know you from the other movies.
Yeah. Even though it doesn't fit, but it's fine.
Yeah,
it's like putting Professor McGonagall in the movies.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she's not even there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, in the second movie, McGonagall appears, and most people know that she wasn't born at the time.
Oh.
Yeah, there's the whole thing around with I remember during The Hobbit they were talking about, like, they asked Viggo Mortensen if he wanted to show up, and like, because we know that Legolas makes a cameo when he isn't in the book, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, and Aragorn was like, you do realize at this time I wasn't born yet. My cat, like, Aragorn was a kid, like, he wasn't like.
Yeah. But the other thing with that is that Peter Jackson pulled in the Silmarillion.
He did. So
he did take a lot of artistic license.
Yeah.
And like, The Hobbit is one of my favorite books.
Me too.
And one of my most hated movies.
Well, I'm not a massive fan of the movies because of how much he sort of.
Well, the big problem there was that he took stuff from the Silmarillion, but he couldn't refer to it precisely because he didn't get.
So he was like cutting and splicing between the two, and I'm like, okay, that's fine, but no, you should have kept it as The Hobbit. The Hobbit as a book is like.
Yeah, it's everything I love about Lord of the Rings in that it's relatively straightforward.
And a perfect way to read it. Like, you don't like.
It's also interesting how they went from making the Lord of the Rings movies first instead of The Hobbit. Because I feel like if they made The Hobbit first, Lord of the Rings. I mean, Lord of the Rings was.
But I don't think you would have been able to, because the hype there was more hype for Lord of the Rings. But like, The Hobbit is sort of the lesser of the two. Because it's smaller, it's one book.
Yeah,
rather than being 3 massive fucking.
Yeah, the Lord of the Rings it's an epic, right? Like it is like it's the Odyssey. It's all kind like it's it's a huge tour de force.
And it is the prequel, but like The Hobbit is just so good. And Silmarillion is just a textbook, so you know.
I mean, it is. Yeah, it's almost most of it's an appendix at this point. Anyway,
Beauty.
what
Yeah.
else you been? What else you got there, Cameron?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, definitely Hallows. The weird thing about it too is, like, I actually really enjoyed the gameplay. Like the
Okay.
one, like the spells and all that feel pretty good. I'm very interested to see how Legacy will go.
Mm.
You can do the Connect stuff.
No, I haven't done the Connect stuff yet. I've done one full playthrough. I got every missable achievement but the potions, and I don't know which one I missed because kept on waiting for a story run to come up that never came up. So
Okay.
I've got to see with that. The other game I've been doing a few like bits and pieces here and there, but the other main one I've been doing is Maneater. So I did a stream of it the other day.
Yeah.
Such a good game.
It is really like I wasn't sure what to expect. It's probably not a fair comparison, but like in the same way that I like doing Forza Horizon games for ticking stuff off a list and just going to a random point and doing that objective, that's why I like this game. The only like there is a bit of backtracking and all that, like moving around in terms of leveling up, but as soon as you start to get like level 10 and all that, some of the shit you can do is just starting to get really fun.
My only problem with it was fighting the humans, or like the achievements to progress through the food chain or whatever it was. I can't remember. Like killing all the hunters.
Yeah.
That got repetitive real fast because the combat against humans it could do some work. It isn't the best. It gets the job done.
I gotta say, like, I really appreciated Tasmad coming into the chat though and telling me to stop using the bite command because I didn't realize you could use left trigger to swim faster.
Yeah.
Here I am just biting like every 2 seconds.
Bite to go faster.
And he's like, no, just swap it over.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay. Because my hand was getting really tired by that point.
Is it still in Game Pass?
Yep.
Yes.
And there is a DLC for it as well.
Yeah.
You need to...
You could just vouch the game when it leaves, so.
Yeah.
The
It's a good game.
DLC.
It's like 60 Australian.
The DLC goes pretty quickly too. It has a whole new map, but the map isn't very.
4 hours, yeah. Something
Okay.
like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
easy.
I did it in one afternoon.
I might start it then. I've been looking so
I think the annoying part of the DLC back when it came out was it was a Series X exclusive DLC.
Right.
Even though the game shares one list and there is only one version, you couldn't play it on the one.
Ooh, that's rough. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so people that couldn't get the Series X at the time got fucked out of the completion. But they patched that eventually.
Like it's a really enjoyable game. Like the only criticism I had about it is probably doesn't explain too much in the mechanics at the start. But I mean, like 45 minutes in, I think it was set. And then the only thing I didn't know about was the left trigger, holding that in.
Yeah.
But other than that, like game works pretty well. And like there's still stuff like you realize over time, like if you bite, it's treated as a combat situation, even if you've got nothing attacking you near you, so you can't fast travel. So you got to stop biting for a few seconds so you can actually fast travel to the grotto.
Oh.
Just small minor stuff like that, but like doing massive jumps out of the water, just trying to catch like collectibles and all that. It's pretty damn fun. But yeah, other than that, 2,100 for the week, and I'm probably going to start streaming Deathly Hollows Part 2 next week.
Sweet.
Just because I want to see more horrible cutscenes.
We're running a little long, so I'm just going to quickly flick through my stuff. I finished up Elden Ring. I finally beat that last boss.
Ooh.
Really happy with that. I spent a fair few hours on Meliana, the sort of optional side boss. That's really tough that everyone seems to have trouble with. I mentioned summoned a couple of guys who helped me out. One of the guys died at the last minute. He like basically dived on the grenade for me to make sure I had enough time to recover my magic.
I have some videos to send to you. That reminds me of clips that my friend sent me.
It's that boss is really cool, but like it's kind of bullshit. But I love that game, Elden Ring. 10 out of 10. Everyone needs to play it. I'm actually thinking that maybe if you're trying to get into the Dark Souls series, this is not a bad place to start because at least it kind of eases you into it. Whereas Dark Souls and
Okay.
the other ones, like they tend to be not necessarily straight lines, but the other options is like you get stuck somewhere, you just kind of stuck. Whereas this is like you get stuck somewhere, you can fuck off and do something else for a while.
I need to understand the UI. That's my biggest problem with Elden Ring.
I mean, yeah.
The only thing that I realized yesterday is that like my friend's playing it on PC, right? And so he was like, "Oh, you play Xbox. Oh, could we play it together? Does it have crossplay?"
It does,
Not between Xbox and
but
PC.
not between PC. Yeah, only between consoles, unfortunately.
Yeah, between consoles. So Xbox can play with Xbox, and that PC can just play with PC, and then PlayStation can play with all the PlayStations. But that's it. You can't.
Yeah.
Not between consoles.
So it's like cross generational. So
Yes.
PS4 could
Not-
play with PS5
Yeah.
kind of thing, and
Yeah. Not. Yeah.
And Switch can play with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like again, one of the best games I've ever played. Everyone needs to go and do it. It's so good. On the other side, I finished up Kentucky Road Zero. Fucking hated it. Story is complete bullshit. I don't like any of the characters. It just droned on and on about highfalutin bullshit. Just sniffing its own farts endlessly. And the ending's terrible. Also finished up Castle Storm. Again, one of those ones that I started just kind of working on in the background when I don't have anything else to play. So I finally just knuckled down and did the DLC, got all the stars for everything, and now I'm working on the definitive edition, which again, it's just the same content but all packaged together with a couple of upgrades. It's fine. It's relatively painless. There's a few difficult missions, but it's just kind of something for me to work on. That's kind of like I don't have to think about a story or anything like that. Also, I finally finished up Resident Evil 5. So like I said, a couple weeks ago, I finished up the 360 version with Keo. So we went back and did the Xbox One version as well. So that's all good. We managed to do both of the DLCs. And it was actually relatively painless, which was good. We used all the experience we had from the last time to sort of just breeze through it. And then the thing that I just started and just finished yesterday is Zero Escape, the Nonary games, which is from, I think it's Spike Chunsoft, the same people who do AI, the Somnium Files. Holy shit, is this my kind of game. It's a package of 2 games. There are 3 games in the series so far, I think. So this is the first 2 games that have been remastered. The first one came out on DS, the second one on the 3DS, and they've sort of redone them, added a few different mechanics, and just kind of cleaned them up a little bit. But it is in the same way that sort of it's the same people who do Danganronpa, I believe. So it has that sort of it's a visual novel mostly. It's a visual novel with the gameplay is escape rooms. So you're essentially put in a location, figure out puzzles, a lot of math involved, looking at like digital roots and hexadecimal stuff. Not like you don't have to be super good at math stuff, but like you just kind of need to be decent with numbers to kind of help you with the puzzles. Characters are interesting. Story is really intriguing. Basically, it's kind of like a death game where it's like a bunch of people wake up in a strange situation and be told, okay, you need to work together to get through these puzzles, otherwise you'll die, basically.
So Danganronpa.
Right, yes, again, like very like Danganronpa. Where Danganronpa is kind of like a more like Phoenix Wright murder mystery, sort of like, you do the court case stuff.
It?
Yeah, where this is more like escape it's more like puzzles and trying to escape the room, and there is like mystery to it. Like you don't know who any of the characters are. All the characters are using code names. You don't really know how you'll relate to each other. In the same so AI Somnium Files, I don't want to spoil anything because again it's very story heavy. That does this weird thing where things you learn on one route you meta game and you can bring to the next route, and the character, but it's kind of woven into the story, and it's kind of like how do you know this thing, it didn't actually happen, it happened in another reality. This also kind of does that as well, at least in 999, which is the first one. It's a relatively straightforward, but it's a like visual novel. You can meta game it by being like, once you learn something in another route, you can potentially use it in a different one to kind of get through a puzzle. And they acknowledge it. It's not just like the characters are like, how did I know this thing? Well, I vaguely remember this other reality that I was in. And then the sequel is some of the most batshit insane thing that I ever played in my entire life. Like, if you thought AI and 999 was weird, this takes it to a whole nother level. So it makes no fucking sense to start with. And my biggest problem with these games is they tend to have points where you get to the end of a route and then they have a big fucking lore dump on you. And just be like, here's everything you need to know for another route, and kind of explain some stuff. This game does it to the nth degree. It's a little bit annoying. But like again, I don't want to spoil anything. But if you like story in games, and if you like visual novels, this is one of the weirdest, most interesting stories I've ever seen. Especially the true ending for the second game for Virtue's Last. I think Virtue's Last Reward. I think is the full name of it. It is a sequel. It does have some of the same characters, some new characters. Like, yeah, I can't talk too much about it because to truly explain what is going on would to massively spoil it. But it goes places, and people should play this. It just came onto Game Pass. The first game took me about 10 hours. And again, I didn't skip anything. I didn't use guides, but I didn't use guides for the puzzles. I did a little bit for the end of Virtue's Last Reward because I kind of got tired of it. Of the escape rooms. Like the last couple of escape rooms are just not great. But yeah, so it's 10 hours and about 25 hours to do VLR. So yeah, it's about a 35 to 40 hour game roughly. So there is a lot there if you want to just kind of go through it. But if you're interested in story games at all, I highly recommend it. People should absolutely jump on it. It's I need people to play this so I can talk to them about it. And I know people have played it. Again, these are ports, so people have played these games before in the past. So some people already know and kind of just want to skip through it for the achievements. But I love it.
Is there a pretty easy guide out there for in terms of the achievements? Or?
You don't need a guide actually at all.
Okay, cool.
You basically, because the game has a flowchart system, it'll basically tell you where the decision points are, and you basically just pick the opposite choice. There are, again, you might need a guide for some of the puzzles, and there's a couple of, in Virtue's Last Reward, there's some stuff where you need to remember, if you haven't, you need to make notes. So make notes. When you hear passwords, write them down, because the game will not remind you what the password is. You need to know. Okay. So,
are these the same password every time, or?
It is the same password, so you could look them up on a guide as well. But yeah.
Cool.
Anyway, highly recommend it. Definitely jump on it. I want people to talk about this, and I'm really hoping that they port the third game, because again,
I mean, good chance they do that because Danganronpa AI now does. It's they're porting every other.
Yeah.
And every single one of them is running Game Pass.
It's good to get a few kind of games like this into Game Pass.
Yeah, this is a great medium for them. So the second one is like a pseudo sequel to the first one, in that the first one ended and it was done, and you're okay, there's kind of a little bit of a mystery at the end, but it's you could have been okay with it. The second one ends on a fucking cliffhanger. It ends on a not so much a cliffhanger, but it ends on a okay, we're dead, we're setting up for a third game. This is going to happen. You were going to jump on this. Here's where the third game is going to take place. And I've seen a little bit of the third game when it first came out. I saw I think. I can't remember who it was, but one of my content creators that I watched played a little bit of it, and I was like, man, this is really weird. I should go back and look at I was like, this doesn't make any sense though. And I was like, oh, it's the third game in a series, etc., etc. But anyway, I'm getting too excited about it. I'm hoping they do another one. I'm probably going to jump on Danganronpa after this because I just need more of this kind of stuff. This was a game where I finished it and I was like, I don't know what to do with myself after this because this is just
We need more. You played a few games like that lately, actually. You don't know what to do with yourself after. We need more stuff like Swervy's type of games on Game Pass.
Yeah. So what you're saying is those games would be good for, say, maybe a book club comeback that I may be working on for.
Yes.
So
after a certain pause.
Both AI and this would be great for that because they are narrative games. You need to sit. They're essentially they're novels. They're visual novels. So they are fucking books. So it fits.
Kind of perfect.
But anyway, that puts
the
me.
problem is most people in AHA don't know how to read.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, reading comprehension is not a requirement for entry.
No.
But anyway, so that puts me at 4,040 for the week.
Very nice.
Charlotte, do you want to go through our leaderboard?
Yes, I can do that. Let me just skip to the other page. Okay, cool. So in our top 3 this week, we have in third place Martel on 6,060 gamer score. In second place, we have Dio, aka Galaxy, who's joining us today.
Who's that?
I don't know. Have no clue. 6,375. And then in first place, we have Thrash Forever, 6,725.
Good numbers.
Yeah.
And Kitty in the background.
And a kid in the background that has been annoying me for the last 10 minutes.
We've got a question from Isaac here. that I'll quickly read out. Hey guys, everyone seems to be doing a challenge these days. Tarragon has the random to-do list, Cameron has the random game challenge, etc., etc. So I'm starting my own challenge. I call it the Backwards Backlog Challenge. You need to check your list for the oldest completable game you haven't finished and then complete it. Games with unobtainables or discontinueds don't count, so there's no time limit. However, if you don't complete it, the challenge stays unfinished just like the game. My oldest incomplete game was Tinker on PC, which is the first game on my tag. It's still completable, but only offline. I was able to get the game and the patch and complete it, and then use another game to sync the achievements. Feels good though. And since you guys are probably not going to look, I've looked up your information for you. Matt, your oldest completable game is Vanquish on the 360. Jesus.
Oh, of course.
He corrects it. He corrects it.
Does he?
In the follow-up one.
Yeah.
Did you put? Oh, you. Okay, hang on. Sorry.
Alright, so yeah, like I've put both messages in.
Oh, okay, right, okay.
Alright, so he,
Oh, you didn't replace. Oh,
yeah, so I'll take a.
Yeah.
So, I messed up when searching for the oldest games. Matt's oldest game is actually Prince of Persia Classic, which he has one hard achievement in. However, on TA for that achievement, there are video guides you can follow and complete it. Also, you can run away from most enemies, so it shouldn't be too terrible. Cameron's oldest game is Battlefield 4, though that one is set with done with, so perhaps that one is not counted. I think I set it for RTDL at one point. I can't remember. Yeah. The achievements you're missing don't seem too difficult, so just go back to do it. But if we are counting those, Cameron's oldest game is Wordament for Windows Phone. Fuck's sake, I'm not going back to Wordament. I'm not doing that. There are guides on TA how to get it work in Windows 10. I don't want to.
You should though.
You should.
What?
You
okay,
should
so he originally had up top that my oldest completable game was Assassin's Creed 4 and Black Flag, which I was doing at the moment.
That's true.
So I'd like the original email. And then he also suggested NBA Playgrounds, which no, not happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just because I've started games in Game Pass as well, I'm not touching them. Mm-hmm. Audrey's oldest game is Microsoft Solitaire Collection, UWP. Don't let the daily achievements scare you, since you can click on the calendar and go back to the days you've missed. And if you can't go back anymore, you can change your computer's clock to go back and get it done. Still not that hard of a completion. Okay,
I
so
just had to do it when I'm on my phone, because it's on my phone and I run on a Mac. I will get a PC eventually.
Yeah.
When this one dies.
So yeah,
Yeah, when are you guys going back to those?
I'll go. Look, I'll do Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag because I already have plans to do 360 and the one version.
Yeah. I look at mine. Apparently mine is GTA 5 on the 360.
Oh, wow. Well, yeah. What have you got left?
Just campaign stuff.
You have run like the wind. It's just...
Yeah. I just need to mostly get the gold medals in all of them and 100% the game.
That's not too bad.
You can do it.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I need to do Prince of Persia Classic. Vanquish is, like, again, you'll notice the theme is there is one difficult achievement in a lot of games that I just haven't been able to do. So it's like that for Vanquish, it's that for Prince of Persia Classic, it's that for Dead Space 2. I'm trying to think, there's definitely some more that I could go back and be like, I have nearly finished this game, but...
You just need to wake up one day, be in a really good mood, like, everything's going to go right today, and then totally destroy any positivity you have that day by doing that game.
That does not happen.
This is like me trying to avoid Narita Boy. Like, I'll go and finish AI.
Let's do the hardcore run together for Dead Space 2. Speed run.
Oh, it's so difficult.
I've come to the realization now, like Narita Boy and that stuff like that. If I'm not interested, I'm not going to bother.
Actually,
he's got into my head the last few months about Balakin games, and I started to pick up on him. And then I decided to start Madden for a fucking reason. And went no.
It's basically like in How I Met Your Mother, whenever Barney sneezes, is it Marshall that decides to go to a specific restaurant?
Yeah.
Because he got in his head so much that if he sneezes, he wants to go to that restaurant.
He's Pavloved.
But yeah, like again, like Dante's Inferno, Diablo 3. Call of Duty World at War. Like I have like 1 or 2 achievements left that are just like massive pains in the ass to do.
Dead Space 2 stack. Oof.
Yeah. Age of Booty. I need to get that last mission done. Like there's always a few, but
yeah.
We'll get there when we get
See,
there. But you're right. I need to go back and finish.
The
it.
harder games for me, though, are the ones that I have to use a guide at the same time. I just want something to go back to that's hard, but hard for the sake of being hard. Like, I don't have to look up a guide. I can just walk through, get everything.
That's best too.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you probably do need a guide for that, but oh god, I need to go back to N+ apparently as well. I've got one achievement left for that. Anyway, yeah. So thanks, Isaac. You're just making me feel fucking depressed here. I've got so much shit I need to clean up.
No, we appreciate the questions from Isaac. Sure.
No, it's a great question. I think I will do it. I think I will go. back and-
Look, I'll commit to Black Flag, but I won't commit to the other stuff. I actually, you know what? It's weird that Pirates, out of all games, has made me appreciate the naval combat in Black Flag.
Yeah,
Maybe just because I needed something basic to start off with.
maybe.
But I don't know. Great question.
Anyway, we'll quickly go through the completion shoutouts.
Yeah.
Charlotte, have you got them there?
I'd need to bring them up.
That's all good. I got them here.
Okay, cool.
Kruger has finished up both versions of Narita Boy and Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator. Declan finished up Tunic and Kraken Academy. Professor Pluto finished up Shredders. Hackapone finished everything minus DC, all the discontinued in Kinect Sports Rivals and Hydra Thunder Go. And Fogs and a few other bits and pieces. He's been very busy. Cavaliero 07 finished up This War of Mine. Sigma Bless finished up Terra. Red finished up Little Misfortune in the Saw series. Rapture finished up some baby games, and I was the fourth person to complete Zero Escape the Nonary games.
Mm-hmm.
And then the word challenge would not be an episode of the Hall of Gamers podcast without a really annoying clue. So the last week's clue was that it was a 360 game, and the new clue is that Shadowless Edge, our very own host here, has played the game, which I know doesn't narrow it down a lot, but if you think about it, he didn't start gaming and he didn't start Xbox until after that. So
Okay, I started Xbox, but I didn't start my new tag until the Xbox One.
Right, and so it is on the Shadowless Edge tag.
Yeah.
Okay. Saying that though, I could merely make this completely unhelpful for everybody because, like, even just the other day, I found out there's a Sims airplane game.
The what?
There is a The Sims airplane game.
Sims.
Is there? Okay. All right.
Okay.
I've started looking into really weird 360 titles again.
Yeah, but have you played it?
No, I haven't yet.
Well, then it's
But
not.
I mean, like,
yeah.
if that's the level of stuff that I'm now finding, what do you think's in my backlog?
Oh,
I
probably
mean-
some weird shit.
It's okay. Okay.
I mean, let's not forget that T was the one that brought to my attention that there is a Greece game.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah, oh
that's
my
true.
God.
On Connect.
Sure.
That's I did ask for vacation in October, so if they get approved, I'm going to Australia and I'm bringing the Greece game just so
Oh
we
my
can
God.
put it on the
Okay,
list tag.
okay. You know what you need to do, Valak? If you're coming to PAX with us, you need to get most of the achievements. We need to get one room, and as a group, collectively finish off Greece on your tag for you for the world first.
Amazing.
Yeah,
I
we'll get the
mean-
world
At
first.
PAX.
That'd be pretty good.
I think that would be I think that would be pretty incredible. I was thinking about that the other day. I'm just like, just need to do like 95% of the game and just finish it off.
Yeah, I mean, if push comes to shove, we'll just buy a ticket for Firehawk to come with
Yeah.
us to do
Yeah.
it for me.
Yeah, just everyone come to Auckland.
Absolute madman.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolute madman.
But yeah, so the best. So again, I'm trying to make it easier for people. So the best way to do it is to look at the games that Shadowless Edge has played on TA and filter it by 360 games, and then start thinking about what it might be.
And
But be
start
careful.
spamming.
Yeah, be careful though, because obviously if you give someone a hint and you have to only have an hour between.
Or you do the second one, and it's actually the first game.
All right.
Yeah.
Can
Yeah, so-
I want to ask a question, but it's going to narrow it down. It's going to be breaking my own rules.
yes. What's the question? I may not answer it.
No answer.
I'm trying to think of the best way to ask this. Matching the title on TA, so for example, Forza Horizon 2 360.
Mhm.
Would I have to put Forza Horizon 2 360 in the clue? Or would I have to put Forza
no.
Horizon 2?
It's just
No,
the title. It wouldn't
I've
be-
just taken the title. If
Okay.
it has like
Yeah.
a.
If it has like a 360, if it was like on different generations.
Yeah, or if it had like a JP, or if it's like a Japanese or stack or anything like that, I've just taken that
Yeah.
out. So if it's like Win 10 stack or anything like that,
It'd
So it
just
could
be
be
the
any
name,
version.
the
it's
Alright,
just
title.
the name.
Just be the
Just-
name.
Because when I guessed Forza Horizon 2 this morning, I was just like,
Yeah, so you don't need to put there's nothing, you don't need to put any brackets afterwards or anything like
Cool.
that. So
this is why you should listen to the podcast to get these hints.
yeah,
Yep.
exactly. All right, and then we got the Patreon, Cameron.
Yep, so Patreon, I'll start off with calling out our patrons that have subscribed. So we have Firehawk, Mad Lefty, G Spaceman, Admiral Awesome, Odrin, Keo, Cobra Todd, Heavy Moogles, Kung Fu Skills, Hawkeye Barry, Hack and Pone, Cavalier 07, Oddmate Clown, Mark B, and McLovin Legend. Thank you guys. We really appreciate the support. It leads us actually run the podcast.
I think Lefty should change his name to Dad Lefty.
Yeah, Dad Lefty. That's a good one.
Yeah. I've said in previous weeks, but we also have a new tier now. In terms of $20 US will get you exclusive merch every 3 months. The first shirt that we'll be dropping will be the Achievement Unlocked shirt, which I honestly think looks pretty cool. I have sent out an order to Patreon, but they have to do the manual samples of the merch. Sorry, they have to do it manually. So I don't know how long that's going to be taking, but all the first 4 shirts should rock up to my door in probably about a month, and I can show them off to get people to have an idea. And then I am also debating doing the Degenerate tier, aka the AHA tier,
AKA the
please.
Charlotte tier.
aka the Charlotte tier.
Look, I'll buy every piece of merch full price with royalties if you create one. But
Give
I'll
me
sue
that
you if
lewd
you use
tier.
Valak.
Alright. I am planning to make one that might have like a hoodie, a shirt, stickers, and try and price it as cheap as possible. Because Patreon, like in terms of shipping and that, is a lot cheaper than Teespring and the other stuff.
Yeah.
But like I've said, if you got any suggestions and you're a member of that tier, let me know. I've got a few.
I've given you suggestions.
Huh? Are you?
I've given you
Are you
suggestions.
sorry, are you in that tier level?
I will.
Yeah. I know. I've already got stuff planned. Anyway, Patreon draw for March 2022. Our Patreon draw is when I pick 4 games that I don't think are going to hit Game Pass. I haven't yet, but they look pretty cool, or they're just indie darlings in my opinion. And then as a community, we pick which one is going to be given away as the prize. So for the month of March, we have Farm Manager 2022, Conan Chop Chop, What Lies in the Multiverse, and Tux and Fanny. Conan Chop Chop is winning with 4 votes compared to 2 for everything else. We will draw that next week, but I really want to play Conan Chop Chop. Looks like it will be a good multiplayer game. So whoever wins that, I might actually pick up a copy myself and play with you. If you're cool with that.
And also, as another Patreon bonus, for those who don't know, we have another podcast called Lights, Camera, and Action, where we watch movies. We've been recently working through, last few episodes have been working through video game movies. And so we are currently in the process of recording Resident Evil 2.
Once I can
We're
get
on
access to it.
We're on a slight break due to technical difficulties, but
Yes,
we'll get there.
The technical difficulty is adding a certain Portuguese person to the Discord.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
Well,
we're working on it. We're looking to get, again, I know we said we were going to get episodes out more regularly, but it isn't for lack of trying, but we're having some technical issues.
I think for the moment, I need to just do another movie and come back to it.
Yeah,
we'll see.
if we can, we should probably find out if there's one that we can get access to in another way, and then come back to Resident Evil 2. Because 2 of 3 of us have watched it, so
Yeah, and I'm
I
not gonna
mean,
say
like
who
how this
hasn't-
usually works is 2 or 3 of us watch it, and then the other one
Yeah.
forgets.
and then it's
In
like
my-
a month later.
In my fairness, I went to watch it, but then I found out it was unavailable to me, and I
Yeah.
haven't. Like usually with these kind of movies, I can kind of get around and go and search somebody's put up a copy on YouTube or
Yeah,
something.
and there's just nowhere because it's that bad.
It's hard though, because there'll be some times where I try and watch the same edition as you guys, and then we find out like some content's been cut out or moved
Or
around.
something's different, or
But so we'll have a new episode when we have a new episode, basically. But I know you guys are paying for it, and I know you all listen to it and love it so much.
yeah, everybody listens to it.
So I appreciate you guys' patience. Anyway, that's going to bring us to the end of the show. If you want to come hang out with us, we're on Discord, discord.io/HallOfGamers. You can go vote in the word challenge, try and figure out what that is. You can come hang out with us, talk with us. We've got a meme channel, we've got a serious channel, all kinds of stuff. We've got discussions about PAX Australia. We're all very excited. We're all planning on going, which is good.
I mean, we're all going to PAX, right?
Yeah,
We haven't really even talked about that on the
Possibly.
podcast yet.
possibly. Yeah,
we're
like
still-
at least the 3 of us.
Kirby,
We'll work it out.
Alex.
Kirby now. Yeah, Kirby's coming now. Yep, Alex
And-
is coming.
So yeah, again, we'll talk more about it as we get closer to it and things firm up a bit.
Yeah.
But we are all planning on going. We've got tickets, so
We have
I mean,
tickets at least.
Kirby's coming now. We know there's going to be at least a broken toilet involved.
there definitely will be.
Yes.
We're probably gonna eat some basement chicken. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. this
Will
should be
Kirby
fun.
Sween go?
We'll see.
We'll see.
Oh god, what if I ran into the same person like 4 years later?
What if there's more of them? What if there's more? No, they've started multiplying. Anyway, like I said at the top of the show, if you want to come hang out with us live, we're Hall of Gamers Pod on Twitch. Come say hi, ask some questions in the chat, make some memes, give us some subs, you know, that kind of stuff. Really appreciate it. And if you want to get in contact with us in other ways, email is hallofgamerspodcast@gmail.com, and we're on Twitter @hallofgamerspod. You can help us out in other ways by subscribing to us on your platform of choice, leaving us a review, telling your friends. Word of mouth is always very, very big for us. Make sure you write us some questions as well. We really appreciate Isaac sending in questions. But we always want more. Even if we don't answer them the next week, we always keep them. So we always get to them eventually. Valak, anything you want to shout out?
No, not really.
Cool, easy.
Quick, leave me alone. Don't bother
you
me.
didn't even use your one opportunity.
No,
that I gave
no,
you.
I'm not gonna humor Mike. She can. No turtle sex noise from me today.
Oh, good. Charlotte?
I'm on Twitter on AudreyChar or AudreyChar. One of the two. There's links in the Discord. Go and find me on Discord and then go and find the links. I've got a link tree somewhere.
Char of
There's
many
all the
names.
access. Yeah, the Char of many memes actually. I've just recently changed it.
Okay, I like it.
I'm on Twitch twice a week now, Wednesday nights and Sundays during the day, and that is Charmandosaurus_Rex.
And she hit affiliate.
Yay! And I have 2 subscribers. Yay!
Okay, I don't have any subscribers yet, so.
You'll get there. It's fine.
Cameron, speaking of Twitch, what do you got going?
Yeah, you can find me on twitch.tv/Shadowless Edge, or one word with underscore at the end. I also hit affiliate, so yay. I also had 69 followers the other day, which was just great.
You did, yeah.
Ben was my 69th follower from
Thanks,
SFS Studios, so that was great. And then, yeah, I'm just going to be like streaming as well, but mine will be more sporadic, like pretty much like as much as I can.
Like the Harry Potter movies, sporadic.
Yeah, sporadic.
Otherwise, you can find me on Twitter, Shadowless Edge, and yeah, pretty much just anywhere at Shadowless Edge. And also, talking of turtles.
I like turtles.
Oh no.
See, they won't have heard that, but the stream would have.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Right. Well, okay, that's going to bring us swiftly to the end of the show. If you want to find me, I'm Neomaster on pretty much everything, True Achievements, Xbox, and Discord, but I don't stream or do anything like that, so just, it's a kitty.
Actually, I do want to touch one base quickly before we go. I'm actually a volunteer for Game on Cancer now as well. We've had Shane on in the past. There will be a superhero streamer campaign coming up at the end of, I think it was April 28th to May 11th off the top of my head, that I'm involved with. So we probably will be running a charity stream at one point in the future, and it will be really good if we can get the community to partake in that.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
We'll have more details as we get closer to it. As it sort of
We'll have a few things like Jackbox Party Pack streams and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
Cool. All right, well, that's the end of the show. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you especially, Valak, for coming on and being a guest.
Yeah, this time it was not at 7 in the morning.
Yeah, reasonable time.
Not at 7 a.m. in the morning for you.
Yeah, right. And
Well,
thanks to all our friends hanging out in the Twitch chat. We really appreciate all the support everyone's been giving us, and we will catch you guys next week. See you later.
Transition!
Bye.
bye.